Wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up! Up you wake, up you wake, up you wake, up you wake! This is Mr. Senior Love Daddy, your voice of choice. The world's only 12-hour strong man on the air. And that's the truth, Ruth.
Welcome to Bennington.
I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise I won't bore you.
I want you to take your hand out of the bowl of Fritos, throw away your National Enquirer, and pick up the phone. Go ahead, pick it up, and call Bennington. Talk radio. It's the last neighborhood in town. People just don't talk to each other anymore.
You would be very lucky if in your whole life you saw the work of one genius.
The form of the tragic autobiography is dead. Goodbye, written word. So I have chosen this form, radio, to author my life.
Hashtag Bennington.
This is Mr. Senior Love Daddy doing the nasty to your ears to the nasty. Eyes only play the platters that matter, the matters they platter. And that's the truth.
Hey, it's the Bennington Show. And of course, this is the only father-daughter radio show in the history of radio. It makes us number one. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gal Bennington.
Yo.
I am also Ron Bennington. And we started that off with the kind of cover I love because, yes, you are doing the song, but you've made it your own.
It's totally her own. And I'm going to say it, my favorite version of said song.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, go back and listen to them. That is a badass fucking song.
No, it's great. I agree. I love it so much. But I'm just saying, Patti Smith is my favorite version of that song.
All right, just before you say that, I want you to go back and watch The Outsiders when they're chasing those little kids and
Yeah.
it kicks into that.
It
It's
is
pretty
great.
goddamn cool. You try to get along with everybody. I was out the other day. I was selling some water on the street. I live right across from a baseball stadium in San Francisco.
God.
And this bitch, I call her Permit Patty, called the police on me. Now, you guys have seen the Permit Patty stuff,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Whose side are you on? The kid selling water or on the lady who's demanding a permit?
I'll go out on a limb here and say I'm on the side of the child selling
Now,
water.
the woman has got a weed company.
Yeah.
It's like, this is how chill you get from your weed lady?
Also, I'm pretty sure there's a rule that, like, if a kid is underage or under a certain, they can have lemonade stands, they can have cookie sales and all that kind of stuff, and you don't need a permit for a child to sell
First of all, it'll
anything.
be up to the cops, not to you, lady. You know what I mean? Like, if a cops came along and said, here's the local permit, because there's local permits are different everywhere. But generally, we like to see a little child jumping into their own little form of capitalism. Here's what I hated about this story. And I admit the first time I saw it was on HuffPo. Why are all white people blamed for this?
Specifically white ladies. It's like very specific, like, oh, white women are the call the cops on someone, and also let me speak to your manager. So white women get the
All right, I feel better about that then.
yeah.
All the
Like,
white
not gonna
ladies,
call somebody.
all the white ladies.
All the white ladies, pick up your phones and call. There's a black guy on the corner. Where does he live?
There's a piece up on the iBang today with Kamal Bell, an interview with him. And he had been kicked out of a restaurant before, but then he defended the Red Hens version of kicking, what's her name, Sarah Sanders out.
Huckabee Sanders, yeah.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders out. And he said because they kicked her out for something specifically she said,
Right.
not being, hey, we don't have white ladies in here.
Right.
And I thought about that. First of all, I'm very honest about this. I do disagree.
You don't like the idea of kicking someone out for any reason?
I don't. I feel like, I mean, if somebody was drunk and in before, but look, I don't like the things that you stand for. Kind of bothers me a little bit. Maybe you could say to them on the way out, "Hey, Mexicans prepared your food.
Right.
Gay people work here. I hope you think about that in the future."
Which was the flip side of that was that, if you look at it, this is a person who defended, the cake maker saying that they didn't want to make a gay cake. And she said, hey, like, this is.
She did get up and walk out, though. I
Yeah.
mean, she didn't try to fight it. And, she had every right to say, hey, I was just kicked out of this place. But I would also say this to her. A lot worse things can happen in a restaurant than them not serving you.
Yeah. At that point, I think that you'd be like, I'm glad you handled it this way.
I took a phone call. I never forget this. And this is many years ago in my career. I was in Miami. And a guy called me, and he was working in Miami. He was a Jets fan. And he wiped his ass and crotch with Dan Marino salad. This is what he told me. And I have never forgotten about that because, I've been a shock jock at different times in my career.
Yeah.
Now our president's a shock jock, so I don't have to be. But And by the way, that's why Trump gets fast food. He doesn't trust.
Yeah, he doesn't trust.
Yeah.
Lies.
He's like, anybody go out and get McDonald's, they won't know who it's for.
Now, over the weekend, like when people were talking about that, it kind of blew up because they said that Sarah had
Huckabee Sanders
had tweeted about it from her, her government Twitter account.
Oh, yes.
And so they're like, what has become that we take our personal, kind of issues, and you're using a government account for that. But it's like, but Trump does it all the time. Why wouldn't you do that?
I know.
Like, of course you would do that. That's
literally shit rolls downhill. And we're out of that, like, hey, the government officials aren't regular people. They're just anybody else in the fucking roller derby slamming elbows.
I would almost defend her in that moment of her taking to the Twitter account and being like, my boss does it all the time.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine.
But are you okay with a restaurant not serving somebody?
I think in the context of if somebody is hateful towards a particular group and there's a reason that you think that you are trying to uphold standards.
So if Michael Moore came into a restaurant, you would be okay with we're not serving him?
I guess if there was something that he said or did for some reason that...
Well, just saying the things that Michael Moore says and does, and you were a right-wing person, and they ought to have a tendency... to me, I don't want to see us get to that point. I certainly don't want right-wing and left-wing restaurants. I really don't. I just think it's an important thing to have some kind of, distinction. I mean, if somebody put up a thing that, hey, we don't serve cops, I would have a big problem with that, you know? Any more than I would. I mean, I don't see where it's that different than we don't serve blacks or we don't serve gays.
Well, I guess the difference is that she supported certain types of people not being served because they felt that those people are immoral and horrible.
Even though she made that what I would consider a mistake, I don't think that you correct that by doing it back to her. You know what I mean? I just think that there should be some kind of civil thing to do. I don't want to turn the whole world into the internet.
Right.
Look, I know you guys don't watch I'm Dying Up Here, right?
I do.
I was watching it the other night, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this show. But then they played a song I haven't heard in many, many years because it doesn't get classic rock play, and it doesn't get a lot of like classic pop play. But it was Hold Your Head Up by Argent. And I was just listening to that song and I go, who doesn't like this song? Like you literally could be, and again, I haven't heard it in decades. And immediately I'm sitting
I haven't
up.
heard it in a long time, but I know for a fact it's a song that you would be like screaming as you're listening.
Like if you happen to catch this in the car, and I don't give a shit if you're on the right side or the left side, if you're a cop or a criminal. This is a great pop song, and it immediately made me feel better. I'm gonna say, look, let's chill out,
okay,
America. Right. Okay, let's make cakes for gays. Let's feed people who work for Trump. Looks like delicious food at the Redhead. Gail sent me the pictures of the menu, and I'm like, I would eat here in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I don't know
like
what
really
it is about.
To table.
You can pull in Virginia, like when you just start to head towards the mountain. You could catch. I guess it's the same way of like chefs to leave New York and go into the Catskills.
Yeah.
There's always like some great little food place out there that has like 8 tables, and you're getting, and they're crushing it. And that's like I thought about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, thinking to herself, "Man, I'm gonna get something great to eat tonight," and then being told she can't because the people think that she lies for the lying president. Forget all that. Let's feed each other. And let's at least enjoy Mr. Rod Argent of the Zombies. This is his solo work. Hold Your Head Up. Oh, see, doesn't everybody feel better now?
I feel a lot better.
It's the Bennington Show. All feeling good now. See how this news grabs you. Cardi B, your favorite.
Cardi B, yeah.
Cardi B, is that it? She's with who?
Offset.
Okay. So Offset goes to this concert. He goes down on the knee.
Yeah.
Place goes crazy. Will you marry me? They had already been married for a month when they did that. I'm starting to think a lot of these pop singers are fake. And then after that happened, it came out that Daniel Tosh has been married.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for 9 months and didn't tell anybody.
Really? Yeah.
I do not like this eloping thing. To me, it all should come down to one thing. The dad gets to walk that daughter down the aisle and then hand her over.
You don't think that Cardi B and Offset had the perfect idea of having a baby in July, and before the baby got here in July, then eloping and having... I feel like that's the perfect plan.
I disagree.
To me, personally.
I think share with the world, obviously share with the family, and let the dad and daughter have that special dance to... I forget what it is. Is it Oh My Papa? Is that it? What do they dance to?
Even...
Daddy, don't you walk so fast?
Even if the dad hates weddings?
Especially if the dad hates weddings. That's what every father dreams of.
Not all, right?
Having that moment that... And you don't want to get Cardi B'd over this. Or Toshed. Here's a story that's out, too. That... Megyn Kelly gave Seth Rogen, this is up on the iBang today, gave Seth Rogen the what how because he refused a picture with Paul Ryan. She said you should take pictures with people.
Really?
Now, I think you should make a gay wedding cake. I think that you should do the Sanders thing, but I don't believe that you should have to take a picture with anybody.
No, and here's why she's totally incorrect. Because do you remember how many people that they would say, oh, look at this Hollywood person standing next to Harvey Weinstein, and it'll just be like, just, you know, like a regular, like they're at the Oscars or something, and
Right.
they're like, look at these two best friends.
Right.
This is the reason that people are uncomfortable standing there and taking pictures next to people they don't agree with, because it looks like we're friends. And
I
that's
know.
what-
I mean, Megan, would you take a picture with Bill Cosby right now or
Right.
OJ? No. So don't act like you should take a picture with everyone.
I think it is up to the individual to decide if they want to take a picture with a person.
There's also a lot of people who just don't like to take pictures with people.
Yeah.
And I've had guests before who were like, no, I didn't dress for pictures. Some actresses will be like, oh, I thought we were doing radio and now you want to take video. And they get like, and I get it completely.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think that you should have to do that.
No, I don't think you're under any obligation to take a picture with someone, whether it's like over their politics or their background, either their history, whatever, or just like you don't want to do it.
Right. Why do you got to constantly take pictures with people? Oh, I know why. Because everybody has got a camera on their phone.
Well, I have it right here.
We're waiting for some guests to come in, Chris.
Aaron Berg, Paul Virzi, and Ari Shaffir.
Those three, huh? Back on that's the big three headliner tour.
They're performing tomorrow at Philly Comedy Club as part of a show sponsored by My Father's Cigar Company and Naked Grouse Blended Malt Whiskey. PhillyComedyClub.com for tickets.
Oh, I was under the thing that this was going to be at the cigar bar.
This is at the Philly Comedy Club.
That's weird. So you can't smoke cigars at this?
I believe there's an outside place because you get a cigar and a drink when you with the purchase of a ticket.
Very, very confusing. Very confusing.
Is there some sort of patio for the smoking and the drinking to happen simultaneously? We
I
make
hope so.
decisions. We can't
I
drink
was
outside.
really under the assumption this was at a cigar bar. And this guy was trying to get this cigar bar to have a comedy night. Well, that's the way I did the booking. I thought, oh, here's something unusual to talk about. Instead of just the same old, same old. All right. I'm being told by the iBang that this is a cigar bar. They call it Philly Comedy Club.
Ah. That's where my...
They call their night, I guess, Philly Comedy Club.
So you will be able to enjoy a cigar and a drink.
You
And
tried to
stand-up
make
comedy.
us think that we couldn't.
Yeah.
But we can.
I
do
know,
that.
everything went crazy. Everything was
Chris,
out
why
of
did you
the-
say we couldn't smoke and drink?
Because I was confused by the venue.
Here's the deal. He's trying to serve two masters.
You serve two
He
masters?
won't do the bait.
I-
He will not go with the bait.
I have but one master.
He said that one day. So funny. And all I've ever wanted him to do is repeat it on the air.
You wouldn't do
I have
it.
but one master.
And my favorite part of that is who wants to admit of having even one master?
Oh,
He was happily to say, I have but one master.
Everybody cucks. I think REM put it best.
Everybody cooks.
Bum, 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 bum. You know why I'm happy today? Because I'm not a Muslim immigrant.
Yeah.
Who was that cool guy walking by with a big old hat?
Did I miss a cool guy?
Yeah.
Damn it.
You're pointed the wrong direction to see cool guys.
I know,
Cool guys
because I
in-
think I'm talking to you.
Yes.
So I talk here.
Yeah.
But I should be talking like this.
Yes, you should be. Like you're a machine gunner. You got to have your head on a swivel.
I miss guests all the time. Fun people stop by. People wave at us.
All the time. A lot of waving.
They must think I'm snooty.
Tom Rhodes is going to call us today. He's going to be at a legitimate Philly comedy club. I don't know which one. Berg here, Virzi parking, and Ari not here. They know they're on a tight one, right?
Yes, they do.
Berg is the professional of the group.
Yeah, it seems like it. If I'm just going by these notes that I'm receiving.
Virzi is the Parker.
Yeah.
And Ari,
Oh my God.
he's whatever he wants to be.
He's our loose cannon.
He's our Dean Martin. You know what I mean? He's going to go on stage with a martini glass and go, "What's everyone doing in my room?" And then we all laugh about it. Or he'll say, "How long have I been up here?" As soon as he gets there. Dino. Bum, 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 bum. Jim in Georgia.
Hey guys, on the thing with Seth declining the picture,
Yeah.
I think it's great that a celebrity, if he decide, I'd really rather not, but this was completely different. This guy's been on every interview and show lately saying, I said, fuck no, I won't take a picture with you. And he told the guy's kids that, he's not a fan of his dad and they should open their eyes and stuff like that. I mean, that's completely different.
It's the same thing. He doesn't like the guy.
No, I get that, but if you're a celebrity and people are at an event that came to see you and they want a picture, it's one thing to politely bow out and say, I'd rather not, thank you. But then to turn it in, to walk around bragging about how he declined to take a picture with this guy, that's turning it into something for himself, and I think that's just kind of douchebag.
I think he just doesn't like him, and that's it. I mean, a lot of people don't like a lot of people. Sometimes it doesn't even have to do with politics. You just don't like that guy, and, you make it public. I mean, look how many people the president ran down, including Jimmy Fallon last night, and literally lied about Fallon calling him after the fact. I mean, it's what we do now, okay? It's the teens. It's time to get nasty. That's what everybody does, right? Keeping it real or whatever this fucking bullshit thing is. Just when I'm trying to hold my head up.
I know. They're trying to push it back down.
Now, would you have posed with Paul Ryan?
No, I wouldn't.
I would. I put my two thumbs up like, yeah, rock and roll. What do I give a shit? Changes nothing. I probably would have said, "Give me a kiss on the cheek," and when he went to do that, I'd turn around, kiss him right on the mouth.
Oh, that's good.
And then I yelled, "Vito, did you get that shot? Send it to me." No, don't email it. Text it. Vito. Where's Vito at?
He's not in the booth.
Oh, boy. He's sweaty and disheveled these days.
He is. He's very nervous.
To be fair, it's hot out.
But it's
I know,
not
but we're
hot
inside.
in here.
There's AC in the booth.
Look, I'm in here. I'm wearing a hat.
Uh-huh.
And I'm fine.
I'm wearing my denim jacket.
Chris is wearing 2 shirts, under and over.
It's a good look.
In that order?
Not the over so much.
Hey, Ken, what's up, buddy?
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Cool, man.
Good. Hey, listen, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about, maybe you already know this, but of course, Rod Argent was a charter member of the Zombies, and
Sure.
I've seen the Zombies several times in recent years, and they always play that song, and they always take pains to point out that over the years, everyone seems to get the chorus wrong. Everybody seems to think it's like hold your head up high or something like that. But making the song even better in today's world, what they actually sing is hold your head up, woman.
I had no idea of that. I've
nobody-
been singing high now for fucking 40 years.
Yeah,
Hold
well,
your
they,
head
like,
up, woman. Hold your
Yeah, I
head
don't
up.
hear the woman.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm gonna
well,
have
I
to
think
re-listen.
you're accenting it wrong. It's like hold your head up, woman, like that.
But then,
that feel
then
crazy?
he ends it up. Then does he end that line on "Hold your head up"? Woo.
Yeah, good point.
No, hold your head up, woman. Hold your head up, woman, like that.
Yeah, but where's the last thing?
Yeah, the very last woman
Yeah.
kind of ends up
Yeah.
on a woo.
Let's listen. He
Okay.
definitely
Yeah.
says hi at the end.
Okay, so there's
He
a hi
says
at the end.
what?
Yeah, he says hi.
Yeah.
Says hi at the end, but the other ones are all woman.
I kind of like always saying that is just like hold your head up. Whoa.
Mm.
I didn't realize that
I
there was
agree.
an end at the end.
I
Yeah,
guess
well, you
he's
gotta listen
ashamed
close.
of women.
Like ever since they pointed it out, I hear it like really clearly now, and you will too. But yeah, like I said, they always make a big deal of that in their shows, you know, because they want everybody to sing the right thing.
All right, I appreciate it, Ken.
Medical.
Peace. Ken always has facts about music.
Yeah, Ken's great that way.
Yeah. Alan, California.
Hey, Benningtons. Getting a little weary about all this back and forth with the clutching the pearls from the right wing, but, you know, there's a little freedom of association. We have the right to choose who we associate with, and if Mr. Rogan wants to tell Mr. Ryan to his face, no, I would rather not, well, guess what? Constitutionally protected speech. Boo! Yeah!
All right. I mean, I don't know if it's even that big of a deal.
He felt strongly about it though.
I'm trying to think if I ever turned my. All right, you can bring the boys in now because I know we got a hard out, right?
Yeah, we do.
Everybody's here but Ari. Berg is here, Virzi's here, so we're gonna bring them in, and you can. Oh, you told they're all the way down the hall when you said that?
Yeah, they're down. Yeah, they're down the hall.
Yeah. Sean, what's up, pal?
Hey, Ronnie B. In that song, I don't hear "Hold Your Head High." I hear "Laurel, Laurel."
Say he did
Laurel.
that thing. Remember?
Yeah, Yanni
That's
and
cool.
Laurel.
That's cool because I had already forgotten that. What were they calling it? An audio illusion or something?
Yeah.
Hold your head up. If I knew it was this controversial, I never would have played it.
It was meant to bring us together, not tear us apart.
Christopher thought that we took a musical interlude for a poop emergency. Now, we don't have poop emergencies. As a matter of fact, I checked with Chris. You said it's been 2 weeks since you dropped the log?
Yeah, it's very, very
I'm
backed up.
concerned. That's a long time.
That is a really long time.
I'm eating the same amount, which is even weirder.
Slow down until you pat.
I feel very full.
Wait, that's the thing there. Don't eat. And
I
then
mean, I wouldn't be eating as heavily until I started to make some room.
I offered to try to dig it out with a pencil.
Oh, God, you think there's blockage?
Oh,
Yeah, there's definitely blockage.
Something's impacted.
I don't want to make accusations, but you've been using dope, Chris?
I'm not shooting up.
I went through there once, and the stoppage was a small mouse that had crawled in there.
Oh, my God.
White mouse, like a lab mouse. I don't even know where he got
Like,
it
not
from.
even just like a house mouse.
No, it was a lab mouse.
Did you purchase that mouse?
It was wearing glasses.
Tiny little glasses.
Yeah.
Cute.
They're bunny
it was
eyes.
adorable. I'm like, what are you, a little professor? Are you going to mouse college? Boo. All right, here's our cigar buddies who are here. Paul Virzi, Aaron Berg, really wearing the radical shirt.
It's a gun show.
It is a gun show.
Oh, it's a gun show every day with Berg. Go ahead. We're not worried about Ari. It's you two guys we wanted to talk to. Wasn't able to get Virzi on this show for 2 years.
Good to see you, man.
Ever since he shot his special, he has no time for me. What's up, fellas? Tell us about this gig. I thought it was at a cigar bar. Chris was telling me it's at a comedy club that a cigar place is.
This is
repping.
crazy. What's happening? Okay, the place is called Infusion Lounge. Great little cigar bar in Philadelphia. But on weekends, it becomes the Philly Comedy Club.
Thank you very much.
They inject it with comedians, and then it becomes a comedy club. But the rest of the time, it's a cigar lounge.
Are you doing the weekend there or one night?
No, it's a very special event. Myself, Paul Virzi, and Ari Shaffir are going to go and smoke cigars while we do comedy, which is great because we're all physical, high-energy acts. And we're going to puff on the cigars while we do it. And see
whiskey,
who gets
right?
winded. Yeah,
whiskey and cigars.
One night only, one show only.
That's
3
it.
big headliners.
Yeah.
This is an unbelievable show.
It's an unbelievable show. Ari Shaffir never gets to Philadelphia. I heard he hates the Eagles.
You know, I'm wearing the hat today for a certain reason, which I can't explain right now.
Is it you stand in solidarity with Nick Swartzen?
That is it.
Yeah.
Why? What happened with Nick?
Nothing. I'm just picturing.
Yeah, I had, and you do too, though. You have
Yeah.
Yeah, but
This
we
is
can't
something
say
go-
why.
okay.
We can't say why, and we
can't-
can't
okay.
say why.
We will
Something's going to happen.
We thought we could get away with this because it was radio.
Yeah.
But Aaron Berg, he works the room.
Yeah.
He's a room worker.
They have Eagle stuff on.
Right when I
and-
walked in, I was like, are they just late celebrators? What's going on here?
First of all, we'll never be done celebrating.
Yeah, I
This
know.
is what it's like every day.
And you're wearing a Yankees hat, and it's not even baseball season.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Yankees, we're in Philly right now.
Yeah, that was that shot last night. Did you watch the game?
I did. I watched most of it. Yeah,
He hit that rope into the which basically
it was like 5 feet over but it was a laser.
and it could have killed somebody.
Yeah.
A home run that if it would have hit somebody in the head probably would have killed them.
Yeah,
Who's this judge?
Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what he does. He hits these like
him and
straight
Stanton
shots.
hit these like line drives that go out.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was like watching those guys that played Bugs Bunny the way they used to hit. Chris, plug this gig because everybody in Philly should come out for this.
Aaron Berg, Paul Virzi, and Ari Shaffir are performing tomorrow, June 27th at Infusion Lounge as part of a show sponsored by My Father Cigar Company and Naked Grouse Blended Malt Whiskey. Complimentary drink and cigar will be provided. Go to phillycomedyclub.com for tickets.
Come out. We're hearing that people aren't knowing where. Come out to the show.
It confused
this
Chris.
confusion.
Chris was confused.
It's not
Yeah.
infusion.
It's infusion.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
Come to the Confusion Lounge.
Come to Confusion Lounge. You won't know what's happening.
The crowd will be downstairs.
What's the cigar company that's putting this
My
one?
Father. You
That's
love My Father.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one that you turned me on to.
Yeah,
They're
great
fantastic.
cigars, yeah.
Great cigars. And Naked Grouse Scotch. Virzi's going to drink a whole bunch and then drive us home.
Yeah.
You driving?
Play a game called
I'm gonna
Do We
drive,
See the
yeah.
Kids?
Designated driver?
I'm always driving. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like any kind of, I'm not a public transportation guy. Never was.
Yeah. You
You
got to
know?
be behind the wheel. You got to run your own deal.
I like to, listen to my music, kind of reflect on, the bombing that I just took, or if it went good.
Yeah, that occasional show that went well.
Yeah, you want to be
He's
alone.
teasing. He's a killer.
Yeah.
He's a killer. This is This is a lineup of murderers crew that is just lined up in the show.
And Ari. And Ari's
going to be
yeah.
there too. I saw him have a good set once.
He's funny in his own way.
Yeah. Me and Virzi did the show in Schenectady
Oh, it
where
was one of the best.
two of us, and we were fighting over who had to close because neither one wanted to follow the other one. And he killed so hard, and I was at the back of the room.
This.
Hold on, Chris wants to play something.
Okay, go
What
ahead.
was it, Chris?
That was a sweeper, apparently.
Well, did we just come out of commercial?
Oh
Dan?
my God.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Oh my
What do you mean was your bad?
I thought it was sound effects on how good I did on that Schenectady show.
Nobody wants to hear about Virzi killing anymore.
I like hit the deck.
Yeah.
I was like protecting my baby. I was like, what is it?
I was like, did somebody say the N-bomb and we're pulled off of this?
No.
That was one of the, I've been a part
great
of,
show.
I've been lucky enough to be part of amazing shows, but we were in Schenectady and I'm going, you're a crowd work guy. So I went on stage and I had a great time and then I waited, right?
Yeah, I thought it was going to bomb, right? He
Yeah.
killed so hard.
So-
it was like a Carnegie Hall killing it. And he's
No.
got material and stuff like he
Right.
writes, and I didn't understand.
Well, you look for a guy that you think is on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
Like, yeah,
No, but
there's
then here's-
Bitcoin guy.
But here's what I did. I watched him watch.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, all right, there was a little plate of food for me. So I was like, I'm going to watch what Aaron does. He went table to table like it was a roast, walked off stage and just murdered the place. It was awesome.
Ari is here.
Ari is
everybody.
here. What's up, Ari?
Ari is here. Chris, do the plug for the gig.
Aaron Berg, Paul Virzi, and Ari Shaffir are in studio. They're performing tomorrow, June 27th, at Infusion Lounge as part of a show sponsored by My Father Cigar Company and Naked Grouse Blended Malt Whiskey. PhillyComedyClub.com for tickets.
Jesus, that's pregnant.
Yeah, she's really
That's,
pregnant.
Oh, my God.
She's really pregnant. 9
Still
months pregnant.
going back and forth whether we're going to keep it or not. Still debating. I mean, for me it's tough because I'm a Catholic.
Right, yeah.
This
Catholic
is,
first.
this is what, the fourth trimester now at this point?
Pretty much.
Dude,
yeah.
no
Only
one
deep
was as
Mexico
pregnant
will
as
take
your
care of
wife
it.
was.
My wife still looks pregnant sometimes. It's an issue around the house. She doesn't let me touch her stomach because I touch her stomach, she gets upset.
She was so pregnant there at the end.
Yeah.
Wow.
What ended up happening?
The baby came out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. We were
That
worried.
does happen, right?
Yeah,
Like the baby
there's-
comes out eventually.
Oh, it's coming.
How long
It's
do you
coming.
have left?
So I have about 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's awesome, right?
She's having the baby at Skankfest.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Which,
That's perfect. Oh, that's great. During the naked
try
roast.
following
That's a
that.
closer. Yeah, I was going to say, that's a closer right there.
And now Paul Virzi.
That would be great for the naked roast. If you get scared, will it come out like the hiccups?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, a good scare, I think.
This is going to be your first?
This is my first, yeah.
Oh, man.
That
That's
she
awesome.
knows about, right?
That's not how it works for women.
It's creepy when your dad does it. Yeah. It's amazing. I want to have another one. My wife doesn't want to yet.
Is that right?
Because they're great. I love having the baby around.
an
He is
idiot.
too. But Ari, there's a certain kind of love that
You're
you
still
can't describe.
recovering. You're still recovering.
I'm not
But
recovering.
you know what? One of the best pieces of advice I ever got from a friend, he goes, Paul, 1 is 1 and 2 is a million. And I'm like, yeah, well, we'll see. He goes, no, look at me. 1 is 1 and 2 is a million, and it's true. Like when you get 1, you get the schedule. You
Yeah.
could even be half a shitty parent when you have 1, but then when 2 comes, dude, it's
They run
just
in
like
different directions.
you got 1 tired, 1 not
Yeah.
tired, 1 running, it's crazy.
Here's what I thought the hardest thing was is like you just can't leave when you want to. You know what I mean? Like your house is now a cruise ship. So you can't say, hey, the movie starts
Yeah.
in 15 minutes. Want to go? No. All kinds of shit has to happen in packing. And it
Yeah.
just slows you down.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Why are you guys all wearing your Eagles gear?
We're not allowed to say.
we already went through it. Yeah, we're trying.
We were together
I noticed you and then-
with Jay today. I'll just say that. We were with Big Jay
Oh,
today.
okay.
Yeah.
And we were saluting the Eagles.
I was just paying off a bet.
No.
Big J has been wearing that jersey, I think, since the night it happened. I
Yeah.
think he's still wearing a jersey.
Yeah, well, he also wears normally garbage outfits, so it's not like this would be
I don't
like
know
a
why
way
he wears the
different.
football pants. I think that looks ridiculous. It's got knee pads.
Dirty cleats.
Not a lot of people commit like that.
No, he does. He goes all the way in.
He lost weight, by the way. Did you see that?
Who,
Big
Jay?
Jay?
Yeah, he lost
Yeah,
a
he's
little bit of weight.
sick.
Oh.
Something. It's one of the reasons why we were trying to cheer him up today. He's an ill person.
Hey, buddy, look, I got an Eagles hat for you.
Your team's doing good, huh?
You start losing white blood cells and see if you can keep the weight on. It's difficult.
It's the first time I saw him wear jeans that aren't full mom jeans. He's got normal jeans on now.
He doesn't wear the long shorts, the Kevin Smith shorts.
I saw him with real jeans on once. Yeah,
Wow, I've
Real
never seen
jeans?
that.
Real
Once.
jeans,
I love
yeah.
how you said once.
Yeah.
Exciting.
He gets them made out of leftover Jews, those huts they use on Sukkot. And then he like has them hemmed. I don't know what.
No, that was, you went for it. That's why I appreciate it.
As it started,
You're
I was like, no one's
I
gonna
want to
know
get
what
a
this is.
Jew thing going here. Come on, Chris, plug away, please.
Chris,
Aaron
Jesus.
Berg, Paul Virzi, and Ari Shaffir are in studio. They're performing tomorrow, June 27th, at Infusion Lounge. Complimentary drink and cigar will be provided.
Oh, what?
PhillyComedyClub.com for tickets and use discount code #Bennington at checkout
Why?
for a discount ticket.
Why don't you just do
Why?
this, Mike?
Get a code.
So you smoking a cigar on stage?
Oh, maybe like Ron
Yeah.
White.
Oh, we're actually
Yeah.
we're actually allowed
On
to.
stage.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They called him Schaefer Salad.
Maybe I'll do it like
Nobody
those kids
got
that are
that
like studying the comic books inside their textbooks, and I'll have like a joint underneath the cigar, and no one will see.
You could probably smoke pot in there.
Yeah, who's going to stop
Do
you?
you know what I did? I saw they sell these things now where it's like pop, but it's an oil inside of a vape pen. Did you hear about these things?
Yeah.
Pretty
2012.
newfangled things, yeah.
I took a big hit of that,
Oil out
man.
of nowhere?
I think it's weed oil.
Now, there used to be this Italian restaurant downtown. Do you remember the name of it?
Florio's.
All right, Florio's was the name of it. They would, unbelievable food, and you could smoke cigars there, right? You would smoke cigars. They wanted you to smoke during the meal.
What?
But then the guy would go like this, cops. And everybody would stick their cigars, their lit cigars
Wow,
under
really?
the table.
Awesome.
And he had like 280 fucking times he got busted, but he wouldn't give a shit.
That is awesome. There was definitely a poker game downstairs
Yeah.
somewhere there.
The fine
That's
would be
awesome.
worth it for him, right?
He never paid the fines.
Right.
He just felt
Oh,
like,
wow.
I can't understand why I can't, this is my place. You know what I
Right.
mean? He was like that kind of Italian guy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They had a place like that in L.A. when they went to no smoking in bars. There's some bars were like, fuck it,
Right.
we'll take the fine.
Now everybody's moved over and they just agree and they do what they're told.
But Philly's like a really American city compared to New York, right? Like Philly's still like, we're goddamn America. We're going to do what we want. And in New York, they're like, we'll shut it down.
Well, Philly still fist fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
That's the
think
thing about Philly.
You still got race riots in Philly.
Yeah, they still have segregation.
Some of the toughest people. Some of the toughest people that I ever met. I had a good friend in high school from Philly. He was devastated when he moved to New York, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to come back for the weekend? You know, and see my friends and stuff." And we were just hanging out, and that's when you got like tall boys or 40 ounces. And I'm just at a park with my friend and his Philly friends, and another crew showed up, like another group of guys, and half of them knew each other, the other half didn't. He just goes, "Hey, man, listen. Just so you know, dude, if we're down to fight, are you down to fight?" He literally, I'm like, it's a vacation weekend for me, you know. And he goes, "We may throw down, so are you ready? Like, if this goes down, you ready to throw?" And I was like, "No, I'm not going to fight. Like, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that." But like, they were
representing your new crew.
But he was definitely like those guys, those Philadelphia guys, they'll fight at the drop of a. It's part of what if they
Part of
see.
what they do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're animals.
There's a part of Philly called the Main Line where it's these beautiful homes, and it looks like Bruce Wayne would live there. And those people will punch you in the fucking face. Those people fist fight like everybody else.
Yeah, don't get confused by the house.
Yeah, they don't know any difference at all. I remember,
Wealthy hillbillies.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're Philbillies,
Yeah.
is what they are. But I was up in Canada when I was 17, and the first time I ever heard the phrase, "make it a fair fight." I had no idea that if your friend got into a fight, you weren't supposed to dogpile that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
No one fucking told me when I was 17. I go, what do you mean? How can this be a fair fight? But no
we wanna
army
win.
will ever go, make sure we have the same amount of tanks.
That'd be great. If it's all just out of skill.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys fucked up. You didn't bring enough people to this war.
I heard Philly people get so rambunctious, I wasn't able to go and wear a Leafs jersey to a Philly game. People are like, no, just
Yeah,
watch
it's
it
a-
on
you-
TV. They'll rape you.
Sometimes it's only one guy, but you can get
But yeah.
fucking knocked out for that.
They had. I was talking to Jay about it. 169 arrests a game at Eagles games.
Right.
Is there a jail at the
There
stadium?
used to be at the old vet. They kept a jail there.
With a judge to process you right there.
It all happens
Get you
right
in and
there.
out.
Yeah.
Which all the people thought, well, this is great. You know what I mean? Now
It saves you a day.
Yeah, I can get my bail paid right here and ride home with my friends.
Yeah.
Catch a fourth.
Still tailgate after the game.
The judge comes out in a jersey, like he's watching the game.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, another one. Come on. It's overtime.
Hey, if your right hand is tingling, that's not a heart attack, right? It's just your left hand.
No,
It's your left.
Yeah,
Right
left
hand.
is.
Left.
right hand is
That's
stroke.
hilarious.
Yeah, look at Keith.
What's happening? You feel pins and needles in your
Yeah,
hand?
over here. It's been
Yeah,
like
no,
since
that's normal.
Like an hour.
It's because you were on the R train. That's what
Okay.
happens on the R train. Yeah. I don't
Are you a
Okay, then.
hypochondriac, Ari?
What?
Are you a hypochondriac?
No, I've just never had fucking
He's
random
actually
tingling
has
in my
pain
hand
his-
for an
he's
hour.
got- yeah, he's got.
shake your arm out.
Yeah.
It's not just a hand.
Put
You
your
gotta-
hand lower than your heart.
It was
Yeah,
that. It was that.
It wasn't holding his hand up.
That's not how
asking a
circulation
question.
works, idiot.
It is.
Yeah.
Don't they tell you, like, if you're trying to stop blood from something, you put it higher than your
I was
heart?
told-
you want blood
Who
to go
says
to
that?
it?
Who do you talk to about things like that?
Everybody.
Doctors.
Everybody
My doctor
has
said you have to keep the ham lower than your heart. He goes, don't put it up here. Down low. Chris, plug.
Aaron Berg, Paul Virzi, and Ari Shaffir are in studio. They'll be performing tomorrow night, June 27th, at Philly Comedy Club, a.k.a. Infusion Lounge.
AKA.
Complimentary drink and cigar will be provided. PhillyComedyClub.com for tickets and the code #Bennington for discounted tickets.
By the way, guys, AKA means also known as.
Yeah.
That's true. Not to be confused with KKK.
So how is
Yeah.
this? Why the big 3 headliner show? Why is this going down like this?
We just wanted
Three-
to smoke some cigars
Yeah.
and
Drink some whiskey.
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
We're like,
Have a fun Wednesday.
Yeah.
And, you're driving back. You're not staying
We're
in
driving
Philly.
back.
I'm driving back.
Ari's
yeah.
going somewhere
I'm
else.
stuck because I'm going to Dewey Beach. Screwy.
Are you going to
Oh,
Dewey
bottle and
Beach?
cork.
Yeah.
I'm going there on Saturday.
I'll see you there.
Are you there all weekend?
Dude, I got the best outfit. So last time I went with my high school friends, Speedo, colorful Speedo.
No.
Just to bother them. This time I got fucking matching top, bottom with the stripes, with the hat and the socks and the cane.
A cane?
Yeah, the old 2020 style.
Yeah.
Yeah. A 2-piece bathing suit.
You're not
That's it.
performing. You're just hanging
going,
out.
Just hanging out.
Chris, he was going to be at the Bottle and Cork that weekend. You're going to be there too?
Well, I was going. My wife wanted me to go see her family, and I didn't know that
They're
there
in
was
Dewey
something
Beach?
going on.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
they're
you know about
closer-
that.
Yeah. It's
Closer-
a great
closer
rock
to
and roll
Rehoboth.
dive bar.
It's,
What is this place? This is where
Joe
you're
Jett
going?
was there once.
Yeah.
So who's there this weekend?
The leg warmers.
Wait,
With the-
Badfish?
What?
No.
I'll be
That's
there.
the fucking big
A
Sublime.
tribute to the
Yeah.
worst band possibly in California history.
And it's only $15 in advance. Extra $2.
Day of show.
I'm trying to get my friends to agree ahead of time.
And right around the corner is the Rusty Rudder, one of the
Yeah,
early,
man.
yeah. Yeah, I spent a lot of time down there before I was a kid.
Did you see Mama Seed Love Jump? Were they there then? The longest fucking cover band playing in history, 25 years strong and going.
What is it about a good cover band like that you can really make? See, most places a cover band, but Jersey Shore does tribute bands. It's not enough. You got to look like
Yeah,
the people.
it's
You gotta
cosplay, too.
specifically tribute this band.
Yeah, and you got to look like everybody in the band, and you got to.
So that's the difference between cover and
Yeah,
tribute.
I did not know
Tribute
that.
dresses up like them.
A cover band can play whatever they want. You know, you could play some Stones and some Allman
Right.
Brothers.
Yeah, you have more freedom.
But
Tribute has to stick to it.
You got to come out like you're Greg Allman. Long times I feel. And the people are going crazy. And they get their picture taken with that person.
That's
Like,
weird,
whoa.
though.
Yeah, it's really
Like
Looks
getting the
just like
same
Freddie Mercury.
tattoos. Yeah, like that's weird.
Like Elvis impersonators, but for like a whole band.
Yeah.
Who would be like just the drummer in a tribute band where nobody even knows you?
Yeah. Do you remember the movie Step Brothers? And at the end, he's like, "We're the early '80s Billy Joel tribute band." And someone's like, "Uptown Girl," and he's like, "No, early '80s."
Well, that is true. Like a Journey tribute band, they only do the Steve Perry Journey.
Oh, really?
They don't do the pre. That would be too weird for them. you
Do they
know?
get groupie? Like, do they have people follow them? Tribute
For
bands?
sure.
Yeah,
Family
every-
For
members.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Drunk housewives.
Yeah.
That's-
Who wouldn't want to bang a guy who looked like Steve Perry?
It's the closest you
I
can get.
would.
You'll take it.
My brother saw Steve Perry live, and I'm telling you, he would be quite impressed.
You just like him.
All right, we were told you guys had a hard out. Is that true? You
Just-
got to
just me, just
get
me.
moving.
Yeah, already
All
had
right.
a hard out.
Well, Chris is going to give you one more plug.
Plug it, Chris. You're
Appreciate
still
you
living in the
guys
shadow
coming
of
by.
the best plugger of all time, who's no longer here. Fucking reach your destiny.
Aaron Berg, Paul.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have any music right now. I don't. Okay. Shit.
Jesus. I feel pressure for him.
Look, who's over there?
Can we give him
Grab
music?
some like really rockin' plug music and let Chris fucking tear
Let
the
him
roof
shine.
off his shit.
The
You don't
look
know where
Dan
the
just
music
gave.
is, Dan? You
Dan
don't
just-
know where it is?
Terrible fucking look.
I trust Vito to find something
Dan,
good.
I know it's summer, but it's air conditioning in here. You shouldn't be sweating.
Just because you're a transsexual does not give you the right to fucking do whatever you want.
How do you know he's transsexual?
Aaron Berg.
Wait, this is the
I guess this is what
Is
they
this
show you.
Chicago Bulls walkout music?
like a fucking rock thing, like a big rock show.
I'm sunk.
Like he was selling like mega trucks.
History of Rock and Roll Part 2? Yeah.
Yeah, that was like we were doing like the Garden, our last time ever performing.
Man, you cannot get good help.
Aaron Berg, Paul Virzi, Ari Shaffir. They've been in studio, and they're performing tomorrow, June 27th.
They've been in studio?
God damn it.
That's a big fucking plug. Come on, dude, get outside the
Somebody
car.
call Fez and get him back here.
Fucking rock show.
Do you want cigars and drinks? Well, then you're gonna go to tomorrow
You're not
night
angry.
to
You're not
Philly.
angry. You're
I'm
not
not angry.
You're
Yeah, what are you
excited.
mad at? You're mad at yourself? Why are you taking it on us?
Cigars killed my
All
grandfather.
right, stop it. Stop it for a sec. I think it's the music that threw you.
I mean, it's fucking metal.
You were trying to match something that wasn't
You
exactly
gotta
right.
be thinking it's monster trucks,
fun.
okay? It's a big Long Island rock fucking
Son of
thing.
the devil.
This is
Not
so
Mariano
great.
Rivera. Jesus Christ.
All right, don't you
Oh,
yell. You get your head into it.
Okay.
Get your head in.
All
Let
right.
us handle that shit.
Okay. All right. If you like stand-up comedy,
No, this isn't it.
cigars.
If you like, who would say if you like?
Yeah.
Come on.
Just in
I'm
case you're
asking-
into what they're
No,
doing.
can I tell you
Yeah,
something?
okay.
These aren't three anonymous stand-up comics. It's not comedy night in fucking Tulsa.
All right.
This is three giant headlines.
Okay.
2 out of 3 of them have specials.
All right.
Sorry, Aaron. Hey, I can't wait until you find the guy like, hey, you went from cocaine to Rogaine.
Oh shit.
All right, come on. Chris,
Okay.
for
All right.
real.
Okay. All right. Seriously.
Breathe.
Headliner comedy, drinks, cigars in Philly.
Oh my God. It's almost an insult.
Why do we take the verbs out of this fucking spot?
I want to make sure people aren't confused.
We're trying to bring in cavemen?
Verbs. Ron, is this why you were telling me that I'm not welcome back here? This kind of disrespect?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not so much you personally, it's the Jewish thing. He's a German.
Aaron Berg, Paul Virzi, Ari Shaffir are going to be in Philly tomorrow at Philly Comedy Club performing at Philly Comedy Club.
Oh,
Jesus
If
Christ.
you use the code #Bennington, you get discounted tickets. You go to phillycomedyclub.com to see Aaron Berg, Paul Virzi, Ari Shaffir tomorrow night in Philly at Philly Comedy Club.
let me just apologize to you guys. That was hideous. All right, we're going to go to break and then we'll explain to you why we're in the Eagles gear.
All right.
Nice.
Bennington. on the phone right now is international headliner Tom Rhodes. Yeah. He's going to be performing at the Punchline in Philly, June 28th to the 30th. Go to punchlinephilly.com. And I notice he just fell off the phone there. All right, so forget everything that I said.
But I got so excited and I was clapping, and you made me think that it was true.
I think I made the whole thing up.
Why would you do that to me?
I've had a very bad fever, extremely bad fever. I say a lot of crazy stuff. We're having an odd day around here today, but we're going off to do Unmasked today, 5 o'clock show. We got to go down and set up. So we're going to be playing the Bonnie McFarlane Unmasked. She was the, let's say, the brainchild behind that Voss roast that you can go to.
She is, yeah.
You go to vossroast.com to purchase or rent the Rich Voss roast.
They've been in studio.
In the studio. We have to ban in studio.
Yeah, we got to.
No more.
It's tough for you.
I know. It's hard for me to break a habit.
Yeah, I heard that from your cigarettes. All right, Tom Rhodes is back. He's going to be at the Punchline in Philly, June 28th through the 30th. Punchlinephilly.com for tickets. Go see this man. He's hysterical. Tom Rhodes, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Ron, how are you?
Gail's here too, your old buddy.
Hey,
She's
Hi.
having a
How are
baby
you,
soon. You know,
Is Tom in the mix for names?
Tom is a little too...
Tamina?
Yeah, that's a little too
Thomasina? I like
common of a name.
Thomasina.
You know what I mean?
My brother has always said I'm very feminine, so I think that works.
Well, who's the right-wing girl? Isn't her name is like Tommy Laura something?
Tommy Loren.
See? So Tommy could be a girl.
I never heard this before.
Yeah, she's a very blonde, popular, super right-wing, everyone's...
Fox News.
Yeah.
I never heard of her.
I missed that.
Tom, you're heading back to Philly, and this is the first time since the big accident?
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't been back to Philadelphia since I was so drunk and I blacked out 4 years ago and busted my head open. So this will be my first sober visit to Philadelphia.
You should invite the emergency room doctor back so you can say, this is the man who saved my life.
I actually stayed in touch with the doctor who stitched me up in the emergency room at Thomas Jefferson Hospital. She came to my show like 2 nights after I busted my head open.
Yeah.
And, Philadelphia is a great city to bust your head open. And the next day I was walking around, I had these Frankenstein stitches on my forehead, and I had a black eye, and I got such street credibility from the homeless people in Philadelphia. They were like, what happened to you, big man? Did you get into a rumble?
I know a bar in Philly that would have a corner man, and it would just be there, once you got busted up, just to come in, they put that cold metal on you, bring it down a little bit, stitch you up, get you right back in there. Stay down, Tommy. Stay down. I was thinking about this. You're one of the few people that I know that have played all over the world. So when you watch World Cup, you actually know where these folks have come from.
Yeah, I'm actually obsessed with it. My mother's from Argentina, so Argentina's my team, and they're hanging on by the skin of their teeth right now. They look terrible. They're about to get knocked out by Nigeria.
Yeah, they're playing. They're playing Nigeria in just a couple of minutes. I guess 2 o'clock game.
Yeah, at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
The first football games were played by the ancient Mayans, and the losing team's captain would be executed. So I think they got to bring that back. I mean, at least for today.
Well, they would have killed Messi years ago. I mean, he's the greatest player in the world, and they despise him in
Why are
Argentina.
they so mean to him?
Because he moved away when he was a little boy. He should have just said, I'm a citizen of Spain.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't embrace him the same way.
Yeah, people in Argentina are really critical of him. They say, because he left when he was 17, Barcelona paid for him to get hormone injection shots because he was going to be short. And in Argentina, they say he doesn't feel the stripes.
Right. Well,
Which,
he's not the people's Maradona. That's who they love.
No.
And I love Maradona too because I like a guy who performs at a high level and also is addicted to coke.
I think Maradona is maybe the most wonderful name I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Remember those photos when he was hanging out with Castro in Cuba and he was blonde and he was coked out of his skull, walking around smoking cigarettes at sunrise?
I love it. I think he also hung out and was friends with the cartel guys.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and he's an anti-capitalist, anti-American. If our sports stars can't live above the law, I don't want to live in that world, Ron.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
So, yeah, I'm excited about it. The World Cup is probably my favorite sporting event. Because you see little Peruvians playing tall Australians and Nigerians playing Swiss, and it's beautiful.
Well, it's like, in your neighborhood, you want to beat the other guy from another neighborhood. This thing of, you can live in any place. This is like saying what people have the best soccer players in the world. So that is exciting.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now, the guys that I thought looked really good was Belgium. And they're playing...
Belgium...
Yeah.
Yeah, they have an amazing team. That guy Eden Hazard's coming into his own. But the thing I love about the World Cup is, the commonality of the people you would normally not talk to. Like I'm in Los Angeles and I see Mexican people with the Mexican jersey, and I just walk up to them and shake their hand. Congratulate them on beating Germany. It's awesome, that you can just have conversations with total strangers.
And I think also, like, the length of time, 4 years is like the perfect amount of time to get excited about it. It's just like it's not so long ago that you forgot how to be a fan, but long enough ago that you really missed the World Cup.
Yeah, well, they play games in between. You don't watch them, but you can watch.
No, but I mean, like, the event itself is exciting, and it's different than, and then, like, any other cup that happens more frequently.
But there are, like, in the off years, the European Championship and the South American Championship, and they get just as crazy for that shit,
Yeah.
But Brazil also doesn't look like a powerhouse team. I mean, anybody could win it this year.
And the favorites have already been humiliated, so it's wide open. But the way we, as children, dream about hitting a home run in the World Series, like kids around the world dream of kicking a goal in the World Cup.
Because this is actually a World Series, unlike ours. Every one of our World Series has been won by a North American team, so it's pretty exciting the way we're dominating that.
We're undefeated.
Yeah. And yes, we're counting you, Toronto. Fucking pricks. You ruined my year. You literally ruined the 90s for me. I never recovered.
The whole decade was out for you after that.
I don't even remember a lot of it.
I was in Toronto last year, and I had some drunk guy stand up and challenging me to a fight. Things got out of control really quickly, and he was covered head to toe in Toronto Blue Jays T-shirt, hat, and it's just funny to see somebody acting like a tough guy with such a wimpy mascot logo.
It is a lovely little bird, Although Blue Jays actually mean as shit. I don't know whether you've ever seen it.
Yeah,
they attack other birds.
Yeah, they're kind of nasty.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
Peck your eyes out?
Yeah, they will. They're awful. A Blue Jay is mean as fuck.
They'll clash with you if you're wearing red.
Tom Rhodes performing at the Punchline in Philly, June 28th through the 30th. PunchlinePhilly.com for tickets. Great to talk to you, Tommy.
Great too. Love you guys. Thanks.
Peace.
Bye.
Tom Rhodes.
You, Tom Rhodes.
Roads. And we're going, we won't need roads. You know that movie, right? It's called DeLorean.
I like DeLorean too.
DeLorean 2 is the one where there was the separate universe. Was that the one, or was that 3? Where suddenly there was a place...
That was 3.
No, I think that 3 there was the Western.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah. So that was 2 when they go to
A separate reality.
a separate reality.
That was
in the
heavy
future.
for a movie like that. You know what I mean? Go to a reality where it was just casinos and looks like mean industrial things. And then your mom was forced to get big tits and get in a hot tub while you watch Clint Eastwood movies. That's a child's version of how great your life would be.
Yeah.
You're in a fucking hot tub watching action movies.
I mean, every day it's a treat.
Yeah. It's what was his name? The bad guys.
Biff.
Look how one day could change. One, he was like the master of the universe. The other, he was like a pussy guy who waxed cars.
And like even the idea that they would have employed him after the attempted rape of his wife when she was a teenager is really strange. It's really weird.
I think it says a lot about that family and how they believe in rehabilitation. Yeah, that was like I'll be totally honest. If there's ever a movie franchise that was overrated and talked about too much, it's that one. That to me, it's perfect that Huey Lewis is the music in that because it is the Huey Lewis of 80s movies. It's like kind of like easy to swallow, but then you're like, what did I just do? What have I done? They used to say it was a guilty pleasure for people, and now it's just straight pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
They're just like, I love that movie. It's hard not to.
Makes you feel like a kid again.
Yeah. Have you never tried Howard the Duck? That's another Leah Thompson sci-fi classic. Dan, where are you on that movie? Are you for it or against it?
Howard the Duck or Back to the Future?
No, Back to the Future.
Because, all right, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I don't want to say I love it or hate it. I don't have much of an opinion on it.
Okay, thank you. Send the interns in. Maybe they'll have an opinion. Here's the game I want to play with them, Gail. Let's see what 80s movies they've seen.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. 80s and 90s even. Because we have to
Yeah.
think these
They're little babies.
these young interns. Come on in, girls.
We have such stylish interns, Shelby and Sydney, both so stylish.
They are very, very stylish, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do intern movie quiz right now to see.
I'm kind of nervous, not gonna lie.
You have every right to be nervous. This is your internship depends on this right now.
Oh my god.
You may as
well kick I have to say my goodbyes now.
Now let's just say this: either one of you, Back to the Future.
No.
Have you seen it? No.
No, the TV show.
There was no TV show called Back to the
I think
Future.
that was Phil of the Future.
Yep.
All right, you saw Phil of the Future.
Yeah.
They've never seen Back to the
That
Future.
shocks me. I thought that was like one of those classics.
It
that
definitely
even
is. I've
young.
definitely at least heard of it. Like,
Yes,
but
you've
I
heard of this
Don't recall seeing it.
movie that is ingrained in the rest of us. See, this is the future.
Yeah.
Everyone here is the past. These
we're
two are
done.
the future. All right. I'm going to give you another. Have you seen Pretty in Pink?
No.
They have not seen Pretty in the Pink.
No.
Have you seen Breakfast Club?
Yes, I have.
We got a 1.
Okay.
No.
No, haven't seen Breakfast Club. First of all, you're going to have a fantastic summer. Have you seen Vacation?
No.
No.
Have you seen Meatballs?
No.
No.
Caddyshack?
No.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, you have
Lady
seen
something. Pretty woman. Pretty woman.
Pretty
My mom's
Lady.
favorite movie.
Pretty Lady.
Pretty Lady is the 90s. All right, so first of all, I'm stunned by this, but it's eye-opening.
Yeah.
It's eye-opening to me.
I
'Cause
would've-
we're not even saying, like, have you seen The Godfather or something?
Of course. If
Have
you would have asked
Have you
me
seen The
how
Godfather?
No, but my friend is obsessed with it.
Your friend's great. Go ahead, Gail.
if you had asked me all of those movies, I would say at least 75% I would have guessed that they would have seen because I thought like they're pop culture-y and
Right, and this is why Netflix means nothing. Everyone's like, oh, with Netflix, you watch all the movies. They're not interested. Movies are dead.
they want the
They're
new
dead as disco.
the new programming.
By the way, you guys know what disco is?
Yes.
Okay. That's shocking as well. All right, I'm going to think of another big 80s movie that you would expect out of them. And I'm going to have to go with, have you seen, I'm going to keep it kind of fun, kiddish. So have you seen Goonies?
No.
Wow. These are movies I would have assumed was just like
Seen by everybody.
Yeah, and also like I would think that your parents would be like, "Oh, I loved this movie. You've
Right.
got to see this movie."
All right, let's even check with, have you seen Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
so,
so classic.
somebody brought you Wizard of Oz because you wouldn't have seen it. It's a 1939 movie.
Right.
But do your parents not like movies?
They do. My dad's a huge movie guy.
What kind of movies does he like?
Like action.
Okay. All right, so that's perfect. Have you seen Terminator?
I don't like action.
Have you seen Die Hard?
No.
This is really weird. We're sharing the earth with people who are so different than us now. And they're in the adult world.
Yeah.
Like we're sharing the adult world with people who have totally different reference points than us.
Not only that, but these aren't even banned Muslims. These are
Definitely
Americans. They're not banned Muslims. Dan, does this surprise you at all, or you?
I'm not. No, it doesn't surprise
Now,
me.
here's an interesting thing, and this is where there's a culture gap here. Vito was only a few years older. I think he's 4 years older than you, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And Vito, you heard all the movies that I mentioned, right?
Yeah,
Have you seen all of them?
I've seen every single one.
So why haven't people who were born 4 years after you?
I don't know, because like it's not like I saw them recently. Like I saw them when I was a kid. Like I saw
Your mom showed them to you, or you found them yourself?
My mom showed my mom showed me like Indiana Jones and Back to the Future. Like my mom was the one who said watch these, and then like
We
you
didn't
hear-
even try Indiana Jones. Have you seen
yeah.
Indiana Jones?
Parts of it.
What do you mean parts of it?
Like I think my sister was watching it, and I probably like walked in the room a couple times.
That's not watching a movie. You can't Frankenstein Indiana Jones.
He was like,
But
it
you had
belongs
an-
in a museum. And she's like, no, thanks.
The thing about you had a tentative mom. She was there for you.
Yeah.
These poor latchkey children.
I was a latchkey child.
Were you?
A product of latchkey.
What did you do when you were by yourself? Just stare at an unturned on TV?
You know, honestly, now that we're talking about it, I feel like I've been living under a rock because everything that you're saying, it just makes me feel like I'm so out of tune.
But you
With, like, what's
also,
going on.
but you are in tune for the things that you're supposed to. We're probably out of tune of things that
No,
you guys know
we're
about.
perfectly tuned.
Oh, okay.
I've definitely heard of like majority of those movies. I just haven't
Fantastic.
seen them.
Yeah. So they've.
I think it's because there's no blockbuster.
Yeah, but there's
that.
Netflix and even on demand, the free movies, there's 10,000 of
Yes,
them.
it's definitely accessible.
There's something about like when you wander through a blockbuster, and like there were definitely movies that I just picked up and grabbed. But like on demand, like you have to like scroll through stuff. It's just titles. But like walking
Are
through
you telling me Blockbuster is easier than having the movie already on your TV? That's insane.
well, because you used to go to Blockbuster and just look for something to watch. I think there was something into like seeing all the movies in front of you that like they don't have, that where they just have what's offered to them on Netflix.
Yes,
and like
that
there's
doesn't
so
make
much
sense.
Or the popular ones on TV right now.
Yeah, but well, you say just the most recent movies you pay attention to, and they are all terrible.
But I'm
That's
more
the
of a
sad
show
thing.
person than a movie person.
What do you mean a show person?
Like a TV show.
Oh,
different
great.
seasons.
Have you seen Cheers? Have you seen MASH? All in the Family?
I'm not saying
Happy Days?
I've seen The Twilight Zone.
That's a good one. Chris, thank you for saying Taxi. That means a lot to me. Not a lot of people bring up Taxi anymore.
I watched a lot of Taxi when I was a kid.
You can't see it on TV now.
Really? It's not even anywhere? That sucks.
Might be watching it all the time. I wouldn't do anything but watch Taxi.
It's a great
I would
show.
say to people, I can't come over. I'm watching another episode of Taxi.
I used to play Taxi and Welcome Back Kotter on Pix a lot.
Oh, no, I don't. I'm telling you, it's not because I.
No, not anymore. But like
Oh.
that was the old like
Because I hit my thing for it. Like, let me know immediately if Taxi comes on. I live that kind of a life.
I need an
This
alert.
is stunning that the kids don't. I mean, it's one thing they don't know old TV shows, although I felt like I knew everything that happened before me. But
But yeah, you would think like particularly pop culture-y classic movies.
Right.
You would think.
Tell me, both of you, what's your favorite movie that you've ever seen?
That's rough.
I always think of Blades of Glory. I'm just obsessed with Will Ferrell, and I love comedy movies, and I
All
love
right, so Blades of Glory.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something.
Big
I think
fan.
of it as an underrated classic. I really do.
110%.
It's skating and it's
Yeah.
funny and it's
Remember the part when he's like
homophobic.
upside down and he's like in a 69
Yeah.
and they're skating?
It has
so don't forget about that.
It's anti-gay and pro-incest, and that is something fun in a comedy.
Yeah, I agree.
Kanye used it in a song later.
All right. So, was it the skating that did it for you? Is that
Absolutely everything. I really like Will Ferrell. The first rated R movie I've ever seen was Step Brothers. I remember my mom taking me. I was 8 years old. I remember
Right.
sitting in the movie theater. I was the only kid there. We're hysterically laughing the entire time.
what a cool kid saying stuff?
I really felt that way, and I
Yeah.
honestly thank my mom for raising
Did
me to be a
you
pretty
did you
solid-
laugh when you were 8 years old when he put his balls on the drunk kid?
I don't recall, but I feel like
You blacked
I might
out
have.
doing that.
I might have.
This is too hard.
Maybe my mom
Covered
covered my eyes.
Yeah.
She was like, "You can't watch that."
This is crazy, right?
It's very interesting.
Sydney, what's your favorite movie of all time? Also, Blades of Glory.
No, I'm trying to think of like an all-time favorite.
By the way, I got really confused and thought you meant Paths of Glory, the 1957 starring Kirk Douglas.
I thought she just meant glory.
Oh boy, did we cry during Glory, huh? Getting whipped like that, bald like a baby. Hey, coming up in 25 minutes, we're going to play The Unmasked with Bonnie McFarlane. It's absolutely hilarious because we've got to jump out of here and go do the Rich Voss Unmasked, but we wanted to promote Voss Roast, so we've got Bonnie doing this.
To purchase or rent the Rich Voss Roast, go to vossroast.com.
Voss in studio with us tonight.
It's been in studio.
That in studio came out and bit you.
Oh, yeah.
It's good, though, not to, you know what I mean, not to be hung on anything like that.
Yeah.
And then also, Vito's had a very weird, stressy day for
Yeah, he's
himself.
been on
He's manic. He's been manic today.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to say about the in studio. The initial in studio, I get. So you're like establishing here they are. But the has been in studio is like,
weird.
if we didn't establish that, then that's our problem.
Right.
We didn't make it seem like we were connected enough
Yeah.
to be in studio.
Blame that on me, Chris. A lot of times I refuse to let people know. All right, I want you to play that video of the woman on the plane. I hadn't seen this. So this woman was on a plane. Do you know where this was?
This was going from Rochester to Minnesota.
That's an odd flight anyway. That's a
Interesting.
Great Lakes
Why
flight.
to why?
There's no difference. Wherever you're at, it's the same place. All right, so I guess a lot of Swedes want to visit their cousins. So this woman is on a plane and just lost her shit.
Get me the fuck off this goddamn fucking plane! You wanna be shitty and bitchy to me? You'll see me fucking pissed! You will! Oh, get me the fuck off this plane! I will fucking play! I don't fucking care! Put me in a fucking safe vest! You know who my brothers are? They're fucking Marine snipers! You wanna
They're not
fuck with
allowed
the
to shoot
fucking
people.
Marine?
You can shoot at will.
I'm not in Afghanistan.
Look at how people just want to stay chill. They're just like, I'm just gonna stay in my seat. And maybe...
Yeah, well, this ain't New York to Miami, and this would have gotten worse.
Holy shit.
I'd be absolutely mortified.
I live to tell the fucking story! You wanna know what happened to my family? You wanna know!
Shit. Okay, there's too much jumping.
Here's what pisses me off. Stop it for a second. So that's the pilot or co-pilot that comes out. The doors open to the cockpit. Shut that shit.
Yeah.
She can't do anything unless she runs into that cockpit, right? Anything else is just scrapes and...
You guys need to stay in
Right.
there.
You keep a calm atmosphere and let us be weird.
You're not a bouncer.
I don't care if she beats us all up. Just land the plane properly.
What's going on out here? Hey, she's in the cockpit.
The guy that I identify is the guy who was standing behind the guy. Because I always think, once she starts hitting him, I'm going to fucking lay
Come
one
up
in the
over
side
it.
of her ear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ear pop her.
She looks like she'd be hard to take down too.
Now,
Like,
does
'cause
she?
she's
She's obviously a person with mental problems.
100%.
And she thinks you can get off the plane.
Yeah, they're mid-flight. They're in the air while this freak.
Here's what I did: open the door and fucking let her go on her way.
Yeah.
You know, this just happened the other day with the. What's the guy's name that's always doing the basketball videos? How mad he is about stuff.
Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport had to stop a dude from opening the door.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Dude, on a fucking plane is not the place for your freak
Dude,
outs.
I got news for you. I've been on a plane with Fez where he said he was getting out. And I said, not here, bro. He started head up and up the aisle. We were on a takeout.
Oh my God, no. No.
Another
Everyone
time he
be
just
cool.
laid with his face in my lap, which was a little uncomfortable.
But you can't go full Luna Vachon no matter what is going on with you. Like, she's really losing it.
Nah, she's okay. She just needs a nice cocktail. I'm going to tell you right now, this is my prediction. You're going to lose the ability to drink on a plane soon.
Oh, really?
Too many drunk people fucking around.
Yeah.
And if you can't get a fucking drink at 6:30 in the morning, I mean, it's the last place where you can go like this at 6:30. Yeah, I'll have a 7-7, would you please?
Why not?
This is the last place that's okay.
Why can't I have a little drink to unwind?
You could be in a dive bar and people are like, no, dude, you don't, you don't want hard
Calm down.
liquor this early. Give me all the little bottles you can, please. We're in the air. Hey, Kevin, Boston, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? Also, I'm a couple of months sober now, but you talking about being able to drink first thing in the morning on a plane, that was my last bastion where I could just fucking let it fly and nobody would judge. It was fucking fantastic.
Dude, I was the same way during my drinking days. I would drink in the bar, drink on the plane, and then drink before I went and got my bags.
That one's unnecessary.
One day,
You're on vacation. Lay off me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit behind because I'm listening on the app. But
No, go ahead.
just in terms of the kids talking about how they're not familiar with any of the shows that were out in the 80s or 90s, even though even just 5 years before Vito's generation is, the difference there is they grew up with streaming internet services. Think about how many different places there are to watch shows and watch movies and how obsessively everyone talks about them everywhere. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose. I can name like 20 shows off the top of my head that everyone says you have to watch. You have
Yeah, but let's just do this. See one of these movies. They haven't seen Pulp Fiction. They don't know what Pulp Fiction is.
That's fucked
They
up.
haven't seen Goodfellas.
No.
I'm not saying we should forgive them. I'm just saying I understand.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you. I understand it, but I do not forgive. You know what I mean? It's like I would look at a rapist. I get it, but I can't forgive you for what you've done. Wait, I don't even think that's a good
No, it's
analogy.
not. It's terrible.
Yeah, now they back me into an analogy I'm not happy with. Chris, you still big drunk on the plane?
Yeah.
Totally loaded?
Yeah, let's get because you get like liquor and beer beforehand, and then just keep bringing me liquor and beer. when you're in.
Yeah, we know the
understand
options of
the
drinks.
two
Yeah.
things.
And we didn't think you were a wine drinker.
No,
None
no.
of us sat here and thought he would have a glass of wine.
No.
No.
You will, though, right?
I will, yeah, I will.
If there's nothing else.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's your only option.
The old thing is, when we get to the wine, we're getting close to the end of the story. Because when somebody's on a run like that, they're like, what else is there? Wine? It's sad these kids haven't seen any movies. I'd rather be on that fucking plane.
Really?
With that woman and not seen all these wonderful movies. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, movies are dead. They're dead.
Netflix doesn't give a shit about movies. They only push the TV shows.
They make movies.
Yeah, but I feel like the TV shows get pushed a lot more
The one
than
thing
any
they
of
don't want is new movies, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Like, they're not like, oh, can we be the first people who put out the fucking Solo? They don't give a shit.
No.
Older the better. Jam them up.
That's
Randy, what's up, pal?
Not much, brother. How are you doing?
Cool, man.
Good. I love your show.
It's good.
Hey, I just wanted to point out that you're predicting that they're going to end drinking on flights because of drunks.
Safety first.
It just made me wonder. Hey, how many thousands of people flying every day that the only thing that's keeping them in that seat and from freaking out like that chick is the fact that they just downed a couple
all that
drinks
would make sense, except for I remember when you could smoke on a plane, and people says if we can't smoke, we'll go crazy.
Yeah.
We'll start scratching, and we don't give a fuck. Safety first. There's too much of this shit where people are acting nutty on a plane.
Yeah, there's too many nuts. It's too often that you see this.
Yeah. And it's really funny that more people didn't jump up. And I guess because, you always hear that Minnesota people are like kind and nice,
Yeah.
but pussy.
I feel like somebody has to do their job. Just jump up and knock her out and just be like, look, I'm not angry. I just think we'd be all better off if she was unconscious.
Well, I mean, I think you got to wait because she's a woman until she throws hands first. And then you're free
right.
to fucking knock her shit out.
She looks like she's close, though.
Yeah.
I would genuinely just be mortified. Like, I personally fly all the time, like, to and from Alabama to go to school. And I always stare at everybody that's going to be on my flight right before I get on. And I just like to scout out the scene and see who.
Do you judge
who's
people that
around.
look like they're Middle Eastern? You're like, what's he up to?
No.
What's he up to?
I make internal judgments, just like whatever. I keep them to myself. But something like that would absolutely freak me out, especially mid-flight.
Yeah, I don't
and
think anybody
never
would
get
be
up.
comfortable with this. I don't think there's a person who's like, oh, I'm okay with this. Although, since I always have earbuds on, I'd be the last one to find out. I'd be like, what's everyone turning around at?
And then you're like, take your earbuds out. Goo, she's right behind me.
All right. No one's tried to say to her, like, dude, I dig where you're coming from. I want to get off too. We're going to a place.
Right.
We're on our way to a place where we get off. Just try to relate to her a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're not stuck up here. We will eventually come down.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're going to go. We're going to definitely get off this plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, what got her so worked up?
We
Does
don't
anyone know?
No one was taking video of her before she started screaming. We had to wait till after. But I remember when the last flight that I took, we fly all the way in, and then they go, oh, there's something blocking our thing, so we can't. So we're just stopped like 10 feet away from the door to leave. And that started bugging me a little bit. Like, open the fucking door.
Yeah.
We can jump down or go into the airport.
Yeah.
I just felt like I felt worse than at any other point.
Yeah, that is a
Just
weird.
open
I
the
once had an
fucking joint.
emergency landing and they wouldn't let us off. So they
Yeah.
were just holding us on the plane.
That drives you
All-
crazy,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Then everyone starts to look at each other like, you believe this shit? Fuck this place, right? And you're like, yeah, you're right, man. Fuck them.
It's the same with a train. Like on the subway, you could be on the subway for an hour, pulls into your stop, and it sits there and it doesn't open the doors right
hate
away.
that.
And you feel like you want to rip the doors open,
Right.
but you've just been sitting there for an hour on the train, totally fine. You're like, come on, dude, it's fucked up. Let me off.
I gotta get the fuck up.
There's people in here.
Hey, Kenny in Orlando.
Hey, Benningtons, how you doing? Gail, congratulations and all of that.
Thank you.
Just wanted to add to this story that I read a little while ago that this woman actually is a military vet and she suffers from PTSD. So they think that it actually is all connected. So that
Yeah,
might
I'm
be
sure.
the reason for her.
I mean, I'm sure that she's had problems before you act like this.
100%. This
Yeah.
is not just like a regular, like, hey, that person's mad.
And everybody's
she's unhinged at
But
this
here's
moment.
the thing, Kenny. Everyone supports the troops, but not when they're freaking out on a plane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then she's going to be judged like anyone else.
I agree, but you kind of feel for her then because you're like, oh,
Look,
well,
I
well,
would
guess
feel
there is
for
a
her no
reason
matter
for
what happened.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
she's
But-
going through something traumatic. Like, she's in it.
Look, Shelby's going, no, I don't feel for her.
Shelby's like, knock the bitch out.
Yeah.
It's best for us all.
But yeah, you can't. That's like saying if somebody had post-traumatic stress and they fucking started kicking a toddler.
Right.
You still stop
Like,
them
I
from
feel
doing
bad
it.
for him.
I mean, it's a mental illness. There's no doubt about it.
Totally agree.
yeah.
Totally agree. Thanks, guys.
But no matter who they are, if you're freaking out on a plane like that, you're a poor soul. We get it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But there are rules that we're all living,
Society.
that we have all just in agreement that we all make that we're going to stay
Mm-hmm.
cool. And the biggest place to do that is on a plane. Everybody stays fucking cool, like a bunch of little Fonzies sitting on the plane.
I just would like to assume everybody gets on a plane with one goal in mind, to just get to where they need to
Yeah,
go. And at
everyone's
the end,
freaking
you go
out.
on,
Right,
you
we
mind your own business. and
Except
that's
for
it.
she saw tanks blow people up in Afghanistan, so she had a freak out. You don't understand that?
No, I mean, I don't know, but like if you were just watching that woman on Impact, is that what you're going to think to yourself?
No,
Oh,
but-
she's definitely.
But whoever they were, she has a mental disorder. You know, not everybody is Spike Fonzarelli. And Spike Fonzarelli was Fonzie's nephew
Yeah.
for one episode. And that kid was cool, you know, because he was trying to act like Fonzie. I'm going to ask you guys about one more show. Have you guys heard the Bonnie McFarlane Unmasked?
I have heard of it.
Okay, so
I think so.
yeah, we're gonna force you to sit and listen to this and do a report. Bonnie McFarlane, one of the funniest people.
Absolutely.
She was the MC of Voss Roast. You can go to that, thevossroast.com. We got to bump out of here because we got to set up the room at the Fat Black Pussycat for the Rich Voss Unmasked tonight. And if you've never seen any of these unmasked, you got to get out to see one. Tonight's going to be a hoot.
Yeah.
A hoot.
It's a hoot.
And Gail, you said you want chicken livers, right? Tonight?
Yes, I want chicken livers. I'm
very-
having a craving.
Very pregnant. She's
Yeah.
very pregnant. Chris, you look like you want to plug something.
Oh, I was just going to say, to purchase or rent the Rich Voss Roast, go to vossroast.com.
And thank you to our buddies that were here today.
Aaron Berg, Paul Virzi, and Ari Shaffir. And
They were in studio.
Who were in studio. And Tom Rhodes, who called in.
Who wasn't in studio?
Was not in studio.
He
on
was
the
not
phone.
in studio.
That's
He was
how
on the
it
phone.
works.
Not in studio today.
That was Tom Rhodes. He was on the phone.
He's elsewhere.
A lot of people want us to assign movies to you guys. I'm not going to do that. Your parents didn't. I'm
I was
not
going to
gonna
say
do
I would watch one this weekend.
That's just sad.
Or 3.
It's just sad. I feel like you need to watch every movie that's ever been done now.
I need time to redeem myself, and then we'll get back to the conversation.
Have any of you guys ever been to Turner Classic Movies? Have you ever seen a black and white movie in your
No.
in your life?
Yeah.
Have you seen a Woody Allen movie?
Probably.
Yes.
You guys know who Marty Scorsese is?
No.
No.
You know who Francis Ford Coppola is?
At least you're being honest.
You're just hurting yourself now, Ron.
I want to know. They know who Francis. I want them to know if they know who Francis Ford Coppola is.
Yeah, we know him.
Like sometimes the thing that I always worry about nuclear war is like all our culture will be gone.
Yeah.
It is anyway. It's all gone. Nothing means nothing. Coming up next, it's Bonnie McFarlane Unmasked, one of the funniest people in the world. We'll be right back. Bennington. Bonnie McFarlane, everybody. Check out this. She's written a book.
I wrote a book.
You wrote a book called You're Better Than Me.
Yes, I know it's a lot of people have a problem with the title because it's grammatically incorrect. But I didn't know it was grammatically incorrect until it hit the cover of the book.
There was nobody there at the company to say, hey, this isn't English.
No, nobody said it. And then until, I started getting tweets. It should be you're better than I am.
Proving once again.
Yes.
They're better than you.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, you feel that people are better than you because you were raised kind of in a third world life.
No, the title is based totally on the fact that I married Rich Voss.
Then...
Oh, by the way, I should mention he's going to be selling his CDs after the show. 141 IQ.
Yeah. That's the same CD that he's carried around now for 5 years.
I know. He bought right before he cornered me, and he was like, "You do this for me."
Yeah. It's like having a used Cadillac in the driveway. Still for sale, everybody. You know what is great? I shouldn't even say it's great about the book, but the lack of Rich Voss in this book is stunning.
Yeah. Well, it's because I got the book deal through Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
Who didn't know me through Rich Voss. He just knew me because I roasted him. on this big roast, and I was really mean to him. And then so he, the next day, gave me a book deal. I've been mean to every celebrity I've met ever since. Nothing. So then the agent, my literary agent, said just write up until you get married and stuff, because she did know about Rich Voss.
Right. Yeah. Because you want to have a happy ending.
Yes.
But here's the thing: you're saying that Bourdain didn't know about Rich, but he didn't know about the family cow, and you did 3 chapters on that, man.
I know. That's too much. No, he had no idea. I don't know why he asked me to write a book. He said he goes, I've never met a woman who had a voice like yours, which was, I guess, mean and with a lot of swearing. And then, so I said, well, should I do a book of essays? And he said, no, just write about your life. So I was like, okay. But, he didn't know about it. He sort of just took a chance, I guess.
Well, it's, I remember when I read Bourdain's book when it came out, Kitchen Confidential, which changed his life, and was such a great book.
Yes.
And then in the foreword, he gets the fact that you're that kind of a writer yourself. I mean, you're really, really a great writer, and it's different from your onstage comedy voice.
Yeah, because I'm not good at all at comedy.
So helpful.
I finally found the thing I can do. No, I didn't. But I've always really loved writing. I just a book is fucking. It is like at the beginning you're like this is funny, and then somewhere around like 100 pages you're like I can't fucking do this. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean when you've taken the time to look back over your life, the good things, the bad things, and that seems almost impossible. I mean, for me, I lie so much about the past, I couldn't possibly.
You do. There's a lot of unraveling. Well, that's the thing, because I read this. It's your memory is really you're just taking a snapshot of a snapshot of a snapshot. So every time you remember it, that's just like a new memory. So none of this is true.
Right.
Is basically what I'm saying. No, I mean it's hard to remember. It's like a muscle that you have to work.
Well, I mean, you talk about your childhood, it really is different than anybody else's that I know anyway, because, you're so fucking poor and just backwoods Canadian.
I know. It's like the 1800s.
It is. You're like a Mennonite in it. Where, I was thinking like in my neighborhood, you couldn't even buy the wrong kind of sneakers, and your mom made your dress.
Yes.
And then you wore it to school.
Yes. And got in a fight about it.
How could you not?
And then I won that fight about it.
Yeah.
And then she wanted one of those dresses. And then I said, fuck you.
That's the way of becoming friends after you get punched in the face. Can I get one of those dresses somewhere?
I know.
But it was... Like, I think the people that know you from your stand-up have no idea of your, like, social anxiety. And that had to come from when you were a kid, right?
I guess. Well, my father has social anxiety really badly. Like, he had to go to a funeral once, and he had to go get on a plane, and he fainted before he got on the plane. He's like, he can't handle... But he's like, he drinks to sort of get over it, which... was a great lesson he passed down to me.
Medicine.
It works wonderfully. Could I get a little more medicine? No, but he's a good drunk. Like, he's a fun drunk. He's one of those guys that, gives you money. And he would always my sisters and I would let us take the car. Go, have fun. Live your lives, girls,
So you grow up, like a lot of people who grow up with somebody who drinks a lot, they whine about it, but those were the best days for you.
Dad's we were always, well, because my father got cancer pretty early on in my life, and so he couldn't drink the way that he used to. So it was rare. It was pretty rare. But when he did it up because he knew he was going to get sick either way. So it was like, okay, let me do this.
Yeah.
He had cancer. He had chemo, and he would stink. like chemo whenever he sweated. Did you know that happens? Interesting. It smells like onions. Yeah. So there was not a lot of hugging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can see how this is a comedic memoir, right? Dad is drunk and stinks like onions. All over my new sewn dress by Mom. It's so sad.
Oh, wait till we get into the killing of the animals. Oh.
And you, did you have a TV in that house? Were you connected to the outside world at all?
Almost no.
Yeah.
We got a TV later in my life, but we were still so rural that we didn't have any channels or anything.
Right.
So
nothing could reach out there.
yeah, it was, we had the French channel came in crystal clear. I don't know why that happens, like in LA, the Spanish, the Mexican channels come in so well on the radio. Is that I'm the only one from the West Coast? No, so we got, and yet we would watch the French channel all the time and not learn a fucking lick of French. Just refuse to do it. No.
I doubt French people even speak French. I think they're
it's so true.
They're just
They
fucking
don't.
around with everybody.
Yes.
So how did you even become aware that there was a thing called stand-up comedy? When you're that, you're born in a different century, basically.
I didn't know about it. I didn't know that was a thing. And then I did see stand-up when I was about 21, and I was like, this is unbelievable. And it's funny because I remember the show so clearly, and there was a woman, there was an MC that I thought was fantastic because he could talk to the audience. Now looking back, it was probably like,
right.
Like a hacky MC guy, but I was like, he's great. And then a woman came on, and we all just waited for her to be done. So true. We were like, okay, be nice. And then the headliner came on, and he was I didn't even have any idea of what he was talking about, and I was laughing so hard. It was so great. And then it turned out, years later, my boyfriend, when I lived in Los Angeles, had a poker game once a week, and he'd been coming to this poker game every week. And I just happened to say the joke that I heard, from the first time I saw stand-up, and my boyfriend was like, "Oh my God, that's Stanley," and it was the guy. I've been hanging out with him.
So you had no idea after all those years that this was the guy that changed your life, basically.
Yes,
right?
he was. Yes,
because you had never seen Letterman or anything like that. You'd never knew people did this for a living until this one night.
I'm sure that I remember my friend had an album of somebody, George Carlin, and we listened to it, and I didn't understand what it was. I couldn't figure out what it was. What is it? What's he doing? Yeah.
Because you hadn't been exposed to humor yet.
I didn't know. Why isn't he killing something? I don't get it.
You're almost Mork. You know that? You really are almost an alien to this planet.
So David Feldman said it was a feral comic. I had no influences.
Yeah.
But I do remember seeing, I was at a friend's house one time, and a Monty Python movie was on, and I was like, what is it? It was so amazing to me, and they were like, it's just a movie. I was like, my face was melting. I couldn't take it. But I'm proud of myself that even then I knew that was good.
You knew that the Python was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But George Carlin.
Sorry. Well, nothing ever became of that guy, so don't worry about it. He just went away.
Yeah.
Stanley, on the other hand, household name.
MC.
Stanley. And that MC. And the woman was Joan Rivers. So.
When's this gonna be over?
I thought, you talking about doing stand-up in Canada, and then your first road gigs, being in Northern Canada. Everyone knows it's awful to start stand-up. It's awful to be the middle act on the road. But when you're up that part of the world, where it's a rough place.
Yeah, it was, we spent a lot of time in the car. We would drive like sometimes we would drive 9 hours to the next gig. It wasn't like you'd stay in a place for a week.
Yeah.
It was a one night here, drive, one night, drive. It was like crazy. And I was doing really early on in my career, like half an hour at a time. And I just think back, like, what the fuck is I doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I can't do half an hour now. You know what I mean? It's like, it's hard.
Yeah.
What was I talking about?
And you're doing it to like fishermen and oil workers and just
Yeah.
hard ass Canada people.
Yeah, there was. We went to a place where I remember one time where there was a mine and the mine had closed, so it was very. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like. And then the girl was an all girls tour that we were on, and the girl that was the headliner of the show. I say that because she was like, "Can somebody do my time?" She was like, but she started off by saying like, "Oh, so the canary died." People were not happy about it. They were really upset. And then during that tour, I can't believe so many things I remember. Now I'm remembering this whole thing. This is not in the book. This is an exclusive. No. So she was. I don't know if this is true, but this is what she told us. So she took off one night. We couldn't find her, and she said she like left the bar. And this is a very small town. In fact, I do write about the town in the book.
Yeah.
They. I went into the hotel, and they gave me a hotel. I went into the room, and it was huge. And then, like, I figured out why it was huge, because there's no bed. There's no bed. And then I went down, and I was like, there's no bed. And the guy was like, oh, nobody's stayed here in 4 years. It was a ghost town. And so she went out, she found somebody, some guy picked her up in a truck, and she was like, please kill me. And the guy wouldn't do it. That's Canada for you. It's like, no, not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the time, did you feel like you were in show business?
No.
Were you like,
no, I knew it
made
wasn't. I knew it wasn't show business. I didn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even, this is the most show business I've ever felt right here.
This is it tonight?
This is it.
Wow.
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful, folks? You know what? I was thinking about that because reading this book, I mean, she is a real long shot. It's a real long shot to go. And then here we are at the Village Underground. You're talking about your book. And the only thing that rings of anything to me is that we're using your grandmother's old chairs to sit on.
I know. I specifically asked for these. It's very comforting to me. These are way nicer than what we had.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
This is the chair Grandma died in right here. But there's like, I'm reading the book and I'm just thinking to myself, quit. Do not keep doing this. Stop yourself.
I know.
Isn't that funny about I mean, you could do that with any stand-up. That if you listen to their story, you would think, but this is the time a sane person quits.
You know, that is absolutely true. Because you have to be shitty for so long.
Right.
Or in my case, I had to be shitty for so long that,
Right.
yeah, any normal I mean, in a way, my childhood, I'm just figuring this out now.
Good,
This is
good.
such a good therapy session. But my childhood, like the hardships that I went through, it probably helped me keep going in stand-up because I was like, well, it's still fine.
Right.
I mean, I have electricity and stuff.
Yes, that is true. Any failure you have in life, I mean, you could be bankrupt or just have Cossacks running through your house, and it still would be better than your childhood. Like, there's war babies going, I couldn't fucking live like this.
I know.
This is horrible. No outside food.
I know. Everything was from the farm. Literally. You'd look at the table.
Right.
From the farm.
But a lot of times you're like, that smells delicious. What do we have? And you're like, no, that's from chemo. That's just onions. Nothing's cooking. There's no food tonight, Bonnie.
Your father's sweating. That's all. That's all that's happening.
And it literally would be the best smelling thing in this house. Like, nothing smelled better. You're like, can we all go down and smell Dad now?
For your bedtime snack, go down and smell your father. Yeah.
Well, this is the other really bizarre thing about your career, because you go from like dying, and then you kill sometimes at the most appropriate times.
Well, I still, sometimes I have that thing where I don't know, I need, it's like for Rich, he doesn't want to know if there's somebody important in the room because he won't, he'll get nervous. But sometimes I need to know there's somebody important there to even just fucking try.
Sure.
I'm like, brother. It's Chris Rock here because I don't feel like doing this right now.
But, Rich also thinks someone important in the room is his mailman. So he's like, got to do well tonight. But you, at those times that a lot of people, it's just it's the exact opposite for most people because they feel like they've got their act together, get the opportunity, and then it blows. But you, very early on, how early on did you win the big contest? That
within the first year, like before I'd even been doing it a year.
And what was the name of the contest?
It's a really big contest.
Yeah.
It's called Funniest Comic in Canada.
Oh, it's funniest.
There's more than 5,
Yeah.
okay? I know what you're thinking.
A lot of funny people come out of Canada.
Yeah, it's the funniest new comic in Canada. It's even worse, yeah. I did that contest right after I started doing stand-up, and my boyfriend had cheated on me and was that was like a thing. So I was thinking about him. I totally had my head was not in the game. So of course, I just kept winning. Whoa!
And when that happened, how did that change your life?
So then I got a free ticket to Toronto. And I got a big TV. Which I was living in a garage at the time, so I couldn't keep the TV. So I gave it to my friend, and then I moved to. I cashed in the return. So I just stayed in Toronto. So went to Toronto.
Didn't want to go back to the garage with the big wet puddle on the floor.
Yeah, there was a big wet puddle on the floor.
Still better than her childhood.
Still was fine. I was still like, well, it's not that bad. But I would sit in that garage on my mattress in the floor of the garage, and I'd be like, oh, what can I write about? What's interesting? Oh, nothing. Nothing is interesting about me.
And I'm thinking, I'm reading the book, and I'm like, just start the car and lay there. Just start the car, lay in the garage.
But there was only a motorcycle.
What would it have taken longer?
Yeah, it would have taken a bit. I love that you're like advocating. Why didn't you kill yourself?
It just seemed like a good idea.
Yes.
I just didn't want to see you in any more pain.
Never crossed my mind.
But going to Toronto, you're in a real city, and it's popping, and it's cool. And how was that?
And then it was good because there was a lot more comedy going on there, and I got to see a lot of different comedians, and then I decided not good enough. I'm going to the States, and so I saw a TV show called Caroline's Comedy Hour. Should I tell this story?
Yes, please do.
And then I just called like information. I was like, I need a number in New York, Caroline's Comedy Club. And they gave me, it got through. And then I was like, who books the show? And I finally ended up getting through to this guy, Joe Falzerano, who's the booker of the TV show, Caroline's Comedy Hour. And I was like, I want to do your show. And I don't know why he was amused by me for some reason. Well, first he asked me if I was cute. So I said I don't have a full-length mirror. I can't afford it. So then he said, well, listen, I have some workmen in my office. They were fixing a ceiling or something. And he said, if you can make them laugh, I'll put you on speaker. Then you can do the show. So I didn't know it was weird. I was like, all right, I guess this is how it's done. I just started going there with jokes in my book and did a little crowd work with the workmen. I could hear them laughing. I knew I was killing. I was like, oh, I'm doing great. And then he goes, okay, you got the show. And then that's how so then I went to Caroline's.
You went to New York by, how did you get here? Did you fly in or?
I tried to take a bus first, the cheaper option, and they turned me away at the border. Because I only bought a one-way ticket, and they said that's encouraging vagrancy in the U.S., so they wouldn't let me through. Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah, it is.
I was like, I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Of a TV show. The guy was like, I know he thought I was crazy. I was like, and then I was like, look at my jokes. They did go through my notebooks. They were like, this. And I was like, that one's not done yet. Not that one. The next page is a lot better.
It wouldn't have been any weirder if they would have given you an HBO special, though. Because you don't get booked on TV shows over the phone.
I know. So I know. It's
That's
weird.
something a child would do. Just call up and say, "Can I
want a show?" I know, but the guy was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I said to him. Then I was like, I want on your show.
So you hadn't even done any. You've done comedy for a year. You win the.
I won that. I did have that one credit.
That one credit.
Best new comic in Canada.
Yeah. Before
That's
the
like-
snows.
Best new. Yes. In the summer months.
But then you get a TV show, which, by the way, that show, the people who wrote for that show and the careers that they went on, is like Susie Essman was on that show, and Jon Stewart, and Louis, I think, and Tell, Colin, all those guys had written and
They
done
wrote on that show?
Yeah, they wrote on that show, and they'd done
Because I
sets.
met one of the writers of that show, but I don't remember who it was. I wonder. I just know that he was unattractive.
It was That's
all I remember.
It was George Carlin. That's who you met. This guy sucked.
He's terrible.
He's just awful.
All that wordplay. Ooh.
Now, Stanley.
Can I tell you Stanley's opening joke though? It
Yeah, I
was pretty
wanna hear it.
brilliant.
All right.
He came on stage and he didn't say anything, and he just he had the stool there and he had his coffee and he started fixing his coffee, and I think he had a paper maybe, and was like looked at his paper a little bit, and the audience is starting to giggle like, what? How come he's not looking at us, talking to us? You know, it went on for a long time, and then he goes, "Oh, when you go to work, do you start right away?" The audience fell out.
Yeah.
It was genius.
Yeah.
I don't think George Carlin ever
No.
did something like that.
Somewhere Stanley's very happy that after all these years, it's still killing. That joke.
His timing was impeccable.
Well, what was it like just coming into New York, like Midnight Cowboy? You know, just
It was crazy. Well, okay, so I
yeah.
I can't fix it. So a manager had written me a letter earlier before I called Caroline's, and I didn't know what a manager was, so I just ignored the letter. And but then when the Caroline's guy said, "Hey, do you have a manager?" and I just said the guy's name, Jeff Sussman, who's still a manager, very good comedy manager, and. Then I called Jeff Sussman, 2 long-distance calls. I was serious about this shit. Yeah.
Sure.
And so I said, I just told Caroline's you were my manager. And he goes, because I am. He didn't miss a beat. He was like, we're doing this. And so then he was like, well, you can come and stay with me. And then I was a little concerned about that, and so he let me talk to his fiance on the phone, and then I was fine with it. I was like,
Sure,
"Oh,
yeah.
my girl likes him.
Yeah.
That's cool."
Yeah, right, because there's no such thing as menages. So that's great.
Yes. I don't know why I was like, all right. So I went and stayed with a perfect stranger in New York, and did the show. Totally bombed on the show. Well, I took cinnamon. I made cinnamon buns because I grew up on a farm, and I was nervous. So I was like, how do I calm my nerves? So I made 18 fucking batches of cinnamon buns. And I took them to the show. I don't know. When I think back on it, I do see how crazy it is. But at the time, I didn't. That's what you do when you're going somewhere.
Yeah. Well, they say most TV, Most TV shows expect the guests to show up with baked goods.
I don't know why.
It wasn't a fucking funeral.
I really thought people were going to be like, oh my God, look at this gal. What a great gal. Bring it. But people didn't care about the cinnamon buns. And then they would be like, where's that icing? And I'd be like, they don't need the fucking icing.
Oh, you don't do icing up there?
We didn't, no icing. You just, it's good.
Yeah, it's
Come on.
good. No, I know a lot of stand-ups before they go on TV want to have a cinnamon bun or two. You know, kind of bloat up. Slow yourself down. It's the worst idea ever.
It's so stupid. I don't know why I did it. I really thought it was gonna like endear me to people, and it didn't. People were like looking at me like I was batshit crazy.
You got cinnamon buns. You got a homemade dress. You got a straw hat with a fucking price tag on it.
Ready to perform, eh? Yeah.
So what was like being that young, going out and not having the set that you wanted to have?
Well, I cried, so I was very happy before the set. It was like, I was talking to everyone. I was like, I don't, maybe because I had too much sugar from the cinnamon buns, but I was like, to everyone. And then right after the set, I was in the bathroom just fucking bawling my eyes out. And it just was bad. And then they made you go back on stage after your set so they can do the opening credit thing where they have the person's face going like, or something. So you had to do a little like thing. And so they came, the PA or producer or whatever came to get me out of the bathroom, and she was like, oh, like when I came out, because I didn't know my makeup was. So then the makeup lady came and tried to fix it, and then I went on stage and I was like, you know when you can't smile because you're crying? And then the cameraman kept going, just a little longer. He felt bad, but he was like, I gotta get this. So if you go see the footage, you'll see that, and then me just bomb.
Anyone that was watching the show thought you came in with a bad attitude, like, oh, this kid isn't ready. She's crying.
She's crying before she even starts. It's like she knows it's like what's about to happen.
Someone has forced this poor hayseed to come in and do something she doesn't want to do. It's not right.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
One of the things that you talk in is how about that is true of anybody who's ever moved here is how tough it is to get used to New York City. And in your case, you wanted to make some female comedian friendships and just I was bombing on all fronts. I was bombing on stage. I couldn't seem to make female friends in comedy, like comedian friends. And I remember like saying to Sarah after one of her shows, I was like, when I saw her on stage, I thought, this is it. She's gonna be my best friend. We're both fantastic. Cinnamon bun?
I know. Got some left over. But she dealt with a heckler. She didn't have a great set. She had to deal with a heckler, but she was really funny dealing with a heckler. But she was mad when she came off stage, but I didn't care. I was like, hey, Sarah, you're so fantastic. And she was like, oh, thanks. And like left the thing. And I was like, see you later. So that didn't work out. And then there was another woman that I did a show on Long Island, and there was never ever two women on the same show ever. That only just started happening in the last 6 months. There was never any, and so it was crazy that I was the middle act. I think she was the MC, and I tried to befriend her the whole weekend. She wanted nothing to do with me. I don't know why. I was like, maybe I was too needy. But finally I got her to give me her phone number. And then the next Monday, during, my times when I was like, hey, hi. I was like, oh, I love your coat. Where'd you get your coat? I was just always bombarding her with compliments. You're fantastic. And then she was like, oh, I go to thrift stores. to get this. And so I called her on Monday and I was like, hey, it's Bonnie. I thought maybe we could like hit up some thrift stores. And she was like, she goes, you know what? I kind of have enough friends. But the crazy, I had to keep seeing her, like in clubs, and be like,
hey,
I'm gonna go over there because I know probably have some friends coming over here. Yeah, it's like super awkward.
Yes, it's a comedy memoir of just how great it is to be in the world.
It's a wonderful profession.
Yeah, isn't it great? But you do. This is the thing I think that works in the book so well, is because you explain that kind of pain so well.
I do.
Yes, it's horrifying, actually. It made me check in with my friends to make sure I was okay. With my store-bought clothes.
Yes.
But I think that's what really, like, if you could play a drinking game on how many pages is Bonnie happy and never get drunk, you know? It just doesn't happen.
Is it? Okay, because my mom was like, oh, it's so sad. And I was like, it is? I didn't know. I mean, I guess this is just like I have a low grade unhappiness going all the time. I don't realize.
I don't think it's low grade. There's a pretty strong amount of unhappiness.
My marriage to Rich Voss make more sense?
Yes.
I had to keep getting a little too happy there.
Bring it down.
Bring it down.
Yeah. Now, how did your family react to the book? Are they excited about it?
Well, I did an interview yesterday on Canadian radio, and then my sister heard it. My oldest sister Audrey, who I've had problems with in the past because I don't know. Rich and I talked about her on one of our podcasts, one of our very first podcasts. Rich and I talked about her because she's. She's type A. Type A. We clash a lot. So I'm sure she's like really a wonderful person to other people. No. But so who's going to think my family doesn't listen or pay attention to anything that I do. But right after that podcast, I got an email from her that was like, a podcast, Bonnie? And at first I just thought she meant like, have you sunk that low? You're doing podcasts now. But no, somehow she heard it, and then we didn't talk for like 3 years. Yeah, and then it was like Rich and her. It was like a whole thing. And then I talked to her one other time very briefly, and then yesterday I talked to her on the phone about the book. And she couldn't have been more, like she was like, well, I mean, I don't know why you wrote some of the things you wrote in there, but I guess you had to, they pay you. You have to fill pages. So it was a little like that.
Yeah. So was it family stuff that they were concerned about, or?
Yeah, and then she thought I painted her. I didn't paint her great.
Yeah.
In the book, but I said, I don't know how to get out. How do you get out of it after you? I was like, oh, I'm kind of an asshole. I said to her, I go, you have to make everybody a character a little bit. I don't know what to say. I've always hated you. Why can't you see that? No. And then my mom, I thought my mom might be upset because they're very private. It was a complicated thing because they don't like me talking about them. But then on the other hand, I was worried that they would think I didn't talk about them enough in the book. So I felt like I was really... And so my mom said, Bonnie, I've read a lot of books. I said, yeah. She goes, this is not the worst one. So I'm going to use that on the blurb.
Oh, that would be so nice.
Yeah.
Well, there are things in there that are fairly brutal about, some of the things that happened to you, but you wanted to put everything out, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I forgot a lot of stories, but the ones I remembered. I didn't think about not putting things in because I just thought that happened to me. It's my life.
Right.
Do you? Are you leading me?
No, I'm not leading you at all. I mean, because some of these things, I think, here's what I think, it's probably easier to write than talk about.
Well, I was I was sexually assaulted when I was young, when I was 17, and then I got pregnant. I had to go get an abortion. Hilarious.
It is.
It's really funny, you guys.
Sadly, it is the funniest part of the whole book. It's the.
I'm really good about writing about stuff like that. So that was the part my sister was like, "Why would you write that?" I was like, "I don't know." So I wrote about that. What was the question?
Well, I basically, I was.
Oh.
Yeah.
I rewrote like the rest of the book a lot, you know, because I did like work on it. I'm not I guess I'm not a natural writer. Like I had to really like, you know, hone the. But that part I just wrote it. Pretty much one time, and then I just left. I couldn't, you know.
Yeah.
I never think about it.
But the fact is, you did want to put those kind of things in the book as well.
Well, part of it is, it sounds self-serving maybe, but I talk about, you know, rape and stuff in my act, and I think it's okay to do rape jokes, and I also, you know, I talk about my sister who's, I have one sister who's mentally handicapped and one sister who's stupid. And I talk about them in my act. No, I talk about, you know, I feel like I've earned the right to talk about the things I feel like talking about.
Right.
And, you know, like when you're on stage, you can't be like, it's fine, I was raped. It's okay. But, you know.
But that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about in the book that actually makes it like an incredible story. You know what I mean? You have an incredible life story because it's not just good things. It's some rough things, but then there's amazing things thrown in and out. I think one of the best things that you write about is Montreal Comedy Festival, where suddenly everybody in show business is coming at you because of one set.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also incredibly rare for that kind of Star is Born weird moment to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'd been bombing so much in New York. I was really getting depressed about it. I remember Jim Gaffigan, who we were friends, and he said to me, he goes, after he found out I got the Montreal Comedy Festival, he goes, "Things are going to change now for you. They really will." And I was like, "Yeah, please."
Yeah.
I did not believe him. But then, so then I went to the Montreal Comedy Festival, and I did my set, and I was so used to bombing. I bombed my first two jokes, and I was just like, well, just get through it. But then I started killing. Like, at some point, I really started doing well, and when I came off stage, there was people there, like ABC. They were like, I'm with so-and-so. I'm with Letterman. I'm with SNL. And they're trying to give me their cards. It was pretty cool. And then I went outside. These two guys, they said, let your manager deal with it. It was Jeff Sussman, still Jeff Sussman. And they said, let your manager deal with it. And they took me outside, and we smoked pot together. I was like, I finally have friends. And one good set.
Yeah.
Good. And they were agents from William Morris.
Yeah.
And they became my agents. Yeah.
Which is so crazy. And now that takes you from New York to LA.
So then I moved to Los Angeles.
Again, you know no one in Los Angeles. You just head out there.
I knew Sarah Silverman, who still wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah. You know what? Seriously, a lot of those things are sadder than the rape. And I'm not even making that up. They just wanted to see you make a friend. You know, even during the rape, I'm like,
at least the rapist wanted to hang out with me.
Yeah. But that is one of the things, like, you get this weird thing that keeps happening in your life that you're just thrown out of one situation into the next, and you basically go from being broke to being offered a TV show.
Well, then, I got a deal for $175,000, and I remember my manager when he put the money in my bank. I don't think I had a bank account before that. I mean, I was really
not an American one.
Crazy.
You're like, how many loonies is this?
I
know. He's like 3, 4.
No, I swear, my friend and I did check cashing and stuff in Canada. I don't think we ever had bank accounts. it's a socialist country. Get ready for it. You guys are about to experience the same thing. Then I remember he said, don't spend it all in one place or something.
Right.
And I bought a pillow. That was my big. I'm gonna sleep. Yeah.
And what was LA like for you? Was that?
LA was pretty depressing when I first got there. I didn't know anybody. It wasn't like New York where you just go out and walk around and hang
Right.
out and spend the day. Then my boyfriend came out, and so then things got a little bit worse. But he knew a lot of people, so that was good. And they introduced me to a lot of people.
Because you've dated a lot of comics.
I don't know. I don't like your use of the term a lot.
More than a healthy amount.
I dated a healthy amount of comedians. Thank you. No, I like date. I've always dated comedians because I just. I've said this before. It's like, but I don't want to talk about anything else. I don't want to have to talk about your job for half the time. You know what I mean? It's just,
Like a doctor would bore you.
yes. Ugh.
Yeah.
Shut up. Just give me the pills.
Yeah.
Go away. But I really honestly don't understand why everyone doesn't date within their profession.
Like the Clintons.
Yes.
Yeah.
It must be amazing. Just come home. Oh.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Actually, I didn't even think this. You and Rich Voss are the comedy Clintons. No one really has picked up on that yet.
And it's my time now, God damn it.
Yeah. There it is.
141 IQ. Selling them for $10. Is it 10?
Yeah. Do you know how happy he just got then too?
This dumb thing.
Yeah, I understand.
What did you say? Something rude. I don't like the way that guy's laughing. What you said. It makes me...
I would go over and help you with the mic, but I don't know if I can get out of this grandma chair. It's like my spine is shaped like the back of it now. But you actually ended up getting your own show.
So then I got my own. I auditioned for a show. Then it's not like they made it. That deal, nothing ever happened. I didn't.
Nothing happened with.
No, I didn't meet with one person. They gave me the money and then they just completely ignored me. I don't get how show business works. Even now, they just wouldn't.
Do you know how many great people have gotten those deals over and over, and they never get shows? And people are like, oh, that guy. Nothing ever happened with him, and he's making more money than anyone he went to high school with. He's just getting there, getting checks, and being
getting served out on his veranda.
Yeah,
some nice tea. There you go.
Yeah, that happens to so many people, But for you, the TV show wasn't. It didn't make you, obviously, like everything. It didn't make you happy.
You know what it was? I feel like now I have to defend myself. Thanks, Ron. I feel like I was just constantly being in these situations where people thought I knew what was going on, or maybe I gave the impression that I knew. Mm-hmm. But I had no idea. I remember being on that TV show and I kept going. They'd say, you need to move stage left. And I'd be like, which way is that again? And the other woman that was on the show would just be like, oh my God. She thought I was doing it just to be cute or something. Like, oh, please stop. It's annoying. And it was just overwhelming. And
what was the name of the show?
I really don't want to say. I really don't want people to look it up. It was called Social Studies.
Listen to the crowd. Hold on, let them applaud. No.
Can I tell a story that I just remembered that is not in the book? Why didn't I write stuff that was good? So I was one time coming from Vancouver back into the U.S. and so I had to show my green card, and I'd always get, not my green card, I had a working visa, and I'd always get searched, or I don't know why I was somehow, always targeted. So this time I decided I'm going to be bold and I'm just going to be like, because I was on this TV show, I was like, I'm an actress. So I get up in line and they go, what do you do? Whatever. And I was like, I'm an actress. And then I got through so easily. I was like, ooh, that's how you do it, you know. And I was carrying my bag along and this dog kept trying to get on my bag. And I was like, can you get your dog down? And then it was the drug dog. Yes. I had, been partying pretty hard in Vancouver. But I didn't know if I had drugs in that bag because I thought, well, maybe somebody, because we were in my hotel room at one point with a bunch of people. And I was like, did somebody put drugs in my bag, like as a little gift for me? So they take me into this room and they're like, okay, you can tell us that you have drugs in your bag and we'll go a lot easier on you, or we can find the drugs in your bag and then you're going to be in a whole lot of shit. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know which window, like which door do I really thought I should just say, oh, there's drugs in there, you know? But I was like, I don't think so. And then, so they didn't find any drugs, but while the guy was out, like they have to check your credit cards for drugs and stuff. There's two guys still standing there, and they were going, so what do you do? And I was like, now I'm like, I'm an actress. Like less bold. And they were like, what's the show? And I said, it's called Social Studies. And the guy goes, oh, I never heard of it. And the other guy goes, I have. Like that. And the other guy goes, is it good? And the guy goes, like this. Like, I'll tell you later. I guess I'm not.
There's, by the way, them asking you, there's never been a case where a cop has said, like to a judge, well, she did tell us there were drugs in the bag, so please don't search her.
Yes.
Just let this thing
Yes,
go.
let it happen.
Yeah. The only thing to say is, I don't know, ask my lawyer if there's fucking drugs in the bag, because no one should. Oh, look, one fucking guy who's got the same philosophy as me. Fuck you, I ain't saying shit. That ain't my gun, that ain't my coke. Which I'm hoping to call my book.
Is this just going to be me laughing into a mic?
No, you've been terrific all night. You've been fantastic. And by the way, even though it ain't good English, You're Better Than Me is out, and everybody will be getting a signed copy of this tonight.
What? Who's signed by Rich Voss?
Yeah. Also, there's a deal if you want to buy a CD with it.
It's only $10.
Yeah. But I know you did something with Jim Gaffigan. Have you done the book signings? Have you sat there and
Yeah, I
had
did,
person after person come up to you? Is that a fun thing for you, or?
Yeah.
You like it?
You know, they do these book signings at these bookstores, and like they flew me out to LA, they put me up in a hotel, they get me a rental car, and I did a book signing at Skylight Books in LA, and like 30 people show up. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know why are they putting their money into that? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, a lot of people buy Kindle books, and I don't know whether you could fucking sign someone's Kindle, could you? Is that...
I mean, I guess the thing is you have to fly somewhere to a bookstore. They just don't have them anymore.
They're not it's like trying to find a comedy club in Canada. Why don't we do a couple signings while we're sitting here? Because we got to go through. There's hundreds and hundreds of people here tonight. Who would like to get a book signed? Their book signed first? Why are you standing on the stage with that person? Is there a reason?
No.
How do we do it?
Why would you bring someone towering over us? Felt like fucking Donald Trump there for a second. Yes, what's your name, sir?
I'm Ian.
What? No, can I get some Sams and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
I can't. How do you?
I-A-N. I-A-N.
I-A-N.
Oh, I-A-N.
Not that.
I knew that. I was just joking around.
This is going to be interesting. Did you want something signed or?
Yeah. Yes, I'd like.
Do you have a question for Bonnie?
No.
No.
I do want to thank her for.
Great bit, Ron.
Yeah. You know what? Great. I have a great production team. I'm not going to lie to you about this. Chris Stanley's doing an amazing job. He brings up a guy who struggles with the English language. He attempts to lay them on top of us. Sir, not only will you not be getting a signed copy, you won't be getting a copy of the book.
Oh, man. Ron.
Oh, look, everyone's nervous now.
Need it down. Be careful what you say up here.
You really? Oh, look, he fucking left.
Ron.
Hi, Ian, come back.
Down. Getting mixed signals here.
This is usually Rich's role with me. Not,
Actually, he does David Tell karaoke act that he's going to be finishing later tonight. What was your question?
No, I was just going to thank her for keeping Rich off the streets for us a little bit.
Okay, that's okay. That's what you fucking waited for all that time. So, what would you now? Let's suppose he just comes up. What would you write to him? Would you just sign your name or?
I would just say your shirt needs to be tucked in. But you're still better than me.
Oh, you're actually going to write that for him?
Oh.
I like that she said to me too. Great fucking bit, Ron. For an hour, I've been here with her, massaging her through each story. You know, helping her along.
Yeah, I don't think this part is working. Can we get back to the questions about me?
I sobbed through your dad's cancer.
I sobbed.
And then she's just like, great fucking bit, dude. Instead of doing that, where is Rich Voss? Let's bring Rich Voss out to say something.
This has actually, Ron, been so enlightening for me because I didn't know if I could be funny without making fun of Rich.
There he is. Yes. And he's just holding up.
I'll be upstairs.
She's holding up. Rich, have you read the book yet? Have you?
Yes. Well, I still have 2 chapters to go.
Wait. Let's stop before. Have you read any book yet?
No. The thing is,
I've written one more book than he's finished.
I'm just happy you kept me off the streets. Oh, fucking horrible.
Rich.
We'd be happy if you did your hair. Anyhow.
Rich,
What?
when you do stand-up with the hat on, do you always just take it off for one bit?
Oh, so they know I have hair. Well, I hang it on the mic like Sinatra.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm reading the book, and it's it's kind of tough when you're reading about, your wife before you. I mean, we both have histories.
But
she
mine
fucked
doesn't
celebrities and I
include
fucked
herpes.
open micers. But listen, it's so good. And let me tell you, I've read 2 or 3 books. Yeah, I have 2. I just listened to her Marin. So last weekend was a big Bonnie weekend.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I'm not gonna lie. Next to my Marin, hers was fucking great.
Yeah.
And I read her. I got 2 chapters to go because I only read it when I'm on the road.
He's been doing he's been doing good because he told me the other day, like, he goes, stop talking about your fucking book.
Well, at
So
night,
I did.
night, she puts our kid to bed and reads our kid a book, and I walk past the room, and all of a sudden I hear about her she's reading her book to our kid now. Fucking enough already.
No.
Only kidding. It's amazing. I'm so fucking proud of my wife is fucking brilliant, all right? Not only with the book, And I'm not bullshitting. Listen to me. Not only would the book, the movie that we made, Women Aren't Funny on Netflix.
Is that available tonight?
You know, just everything, you know, and I haven't finished the book and she hasn't listened to my 4 CD. So, anyhow, I'm proud of her. And is there anything, this is not my night. This is her night.
No, we know that. That's why we didn't expect you on the stage.
Wait, listen. Did you call? Did you just say?
You were just saying hi from the audience.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said
a question.
Did you say bring me up?
No, it wasn't
I think we all knew that was a joke, Rich.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
No.
Listen, anyhow, the book is great. And if you're in the Baltimore area this weekend, I'll be at Magoobies.
Rich Voss, everyone.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Bonnie, you were right. I really fucked that up, no doubt.
You don't give him a microphone. What is...
No.
He just tried to kiss me. This night was going so well.
But I really do. I think it's like really funny. Like the first comic that you ever saw in your life was a guy who did crowd work, and then you end up marrying probably the best guy who's ever done crowd work in history. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody better comes along.
Yeah. Well, there's always Stanley. He's out there waiting.
I keep trying to remember his last name.
Yeah.
Stanley Ullman. Stanley Ullman.
That was Rich.
Providing the name.
Yeah.
He has heard the stories.
Yeah, he's heard them all.
Yeah.
The book is indeed fantastic. Seriously, congratulations for that. It's one thing to be able to stand on stage and do comedy, but it's another thing to be able to write like this and have it something that connects with other people. I think it's just a fantastic thing to pull off.
Ron, you're the best.
And
you're the best.
Everybody, we're going to keep Bonnie here for another 7 hours as she signs your books, and she'll do a slow dance with you.
If you're good at crowd work.
It's called You're Better Than Me. Bonnie McFarlane. Let's hear it for everybody.
Thank